Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
And here we go on a Friday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark General. We've navigated our way here back to the weekend. What's going on, man? Good to talk to you.
Oh, great to talk to you, Beam. Excited about life and everything that's going on. Happy to see you again, your smiling face. Mm-hmm. Sharky's smiling face from behind the glass.
It's his least favorite day of the week, Sharks.
It is. First day towards going back to work on Monday.
Yeah, 72 hours away from now, Shark. You'll be looking at our smiling faces yet again. So you got that to look forward to. You got 3 hours of us, though, here this morning, so that's not going to be bad. How was your Thursday, buddy? All right?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I can't complain. Went over, what did we get done? Had a little lunch meeting. Got a little lift afterwards. Went over to my son's 8th grade graduation deal. They call it clap out, which is cool. I don't need people walking across the stage and all this nonsense. But going to high school is kind of a big deal. So it's the first part of your school that counts all the time now.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Got to do that. Got a little workout in afterwards, and then was able to had a little lunch meeting up at Players. Came back home and get some stuff done around the house, and then we hung out at the pool in the afternoon over at my neighbors. So yeah, it was nice. The weather was good, rained a little bit, sprinkles here and there, but nothing of substance.
You guys didn't get anything late last night?
Maybe late last night, but not before 8 o'clock.
Oh yeah, we got smoked last night. Absolutely, smoked.
Yeah, it was wet. My truck was wet this morning, and you could tell it had rained.
Yeah.
But I don't know what time that was. I was probably already asleep, I'm guessing. I was down by probably 9:30, 9:45, maybe 10 o'clock. So was it after that, Beamer?
It was 7:30, 8 o'clock at our house.
We didn't get a downpour.
Okay.
I know that happens some places. That's what they have the term being scattered showers.
Yeah, we were full on recipients of the scattered shower.
That's good. Well, we didn't get that. We got little sprinkles, and then it must have rained a little bit later, but nothing too crazy for us. So that was good. Excited about that. Excited for today. First full day off for the kids. So. Of course, last night, sleepovers and everything else.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Good, man. Good. Glad you had a good Thursday. Had a pretty good one, too. It's Mayor's last day of work with kids. They got to do an in-service day today, and then they're going to be off.
She didn't take a PTO day?
She didn't take a PTO day. She probably would have if they would have brought her back next week, like some of the schools, on a next Tuesday. I'm guessing she would have taken a PTO day for that. But it was good. Meredith's mom.
How's William feeling?
He's great.
Well, if he's sick, she can take a sick day for him, too.
Well, that's true. That. Yeah, no, I guess he does have a little bit of a cough, so maybe we'll lean into that. But no, last night was good. Mayor's mom came up. She babysitted. We went out. We had a nice night out last night, kind of a celebration of the school year being over. So that was good. Headed down kind of to our old stomping grounds, Bob, by our old building, a little bit down the brewery district area. Yeah. So went down there, had a cocktail at Agni, so that was pretty neat. Went not across the street, went right next door. To Antiques on High, had a few beverages, and then had dinner reservations over at Chapman's last night. So really, really nice night. It was awesome just to kind of, celebrate the end of a school year.
There we go.
The right way. So she was super pumped about that. But we had a terrific night. Great cocktails, great dinner, and everything in between. So really, really good Thursday that we had. Going to set up here for an awesome weekend. We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. Landmark day in the NCAA yesterday because the settlement passed in the House bill. Yep. We'll get into that. Ross Dellinger was all over that thing, as he usually is. So get into that coming up here in our next segment. Going to actually peek back the curtains, Bob, take you inside of the draft war room for the TV networks and kind of how the sausage is made on coming up at the 6 o'clock hour. Because I didn't really know how it works. I mean, we kind of understood the most money that you pay, you get to select the games, but we had some interesting comments from a TV executive on that. So we'll get into that coming up here in the 6 o'clock hour as well. Sharky, we may have seen the last firing in Cleveland sports before your retirement. So we'll get into that coming up here at the top of the 7 o'clock hour. Scotty Scheffler, video came out from a security camera in front of Valhalla. We'll do that a little bit coming up in the 7 o'clock hour as well. And then, of course, Austin Ward, he's going to join the program at 7:35. AJ Hawk, he's going to round out the program with us as he does every single Friday coming up at 8:35. So tons to get to on this awesome Friday. Before we get into anything, it is Friday, the 24th day of May, 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bob, what do you got lined up for us this morning, buddy?
Oh boy, Bean, we have got ourselves some fun today, if you will. We've got ourselves Friday, May 24th. We got one more Friday to go this month. I believe the last day of the month, if I'm not mistaken, next week will be a Friday. Yep. So come next Saturday, that is June 1, 145th day of the year, 221 days remaining. Getting closer to flipping that thing.
Sands of time.
More sands in the bottom than the top.
Getting closer to inside a year countdown for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, well, hey, Shark, are we going to celebrate the 1 year countdown for you?
365.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I want you to do? I want to do, when we were growing up, we used to have the countdown. They'd start at December 1st, and we would make these construction paper ring, little ring band, like ropes, and we would cut off a ring every day on the way to Christmas break. We're going to do that for your countdown. And so...
All right.
Like the circular, like the rings?
Yeah, but you're going to have to make them all.
I'm not...
365 of them.
I'm not making them.
We'll have Pia and William make them, sure.
Be glad it's not a leap year, so you get one off. You wouldn't have to do it. So
yeah, you already navigated that this year.
So good. Fish told me to have you get on that.
I got other things to do for Fish first.
That's okay. He said he wanted you to dig up the Memorial Day show from 2 years ago. Find your favorite 10-second clip.
He always said, whenever we have a show meeting, he always says, what can I do to make your job easier? And I always want to say, Fish, all you ever do is make my job more difficult. What are you talking about? There's 100 ways you could make it easier, but you don't.
I want you to say, next time, what can I do to make your job easier? I'm going to raise my hand and be like, quit asking my producer to dig for old sound. Random sound for unknown times and dates that nobody needs. By the way, this date 1607, the first permanent settlement in North America, that is Jamestown, is founded. This date 1844, Samuel Morse sends the message, "What had God wrought?" from D.C. to Baltimore in the first commercial cable line. So that was the start of the telephone, and communication between places, leading ultimately to the telephone, and now to where we're at in life, cell phones and everything else. This day, 1873, Patrick Francis Healy becomes the first black president, predominantly white university, that being Georgetown. It's amazing. When I started looking that up, I was able to remember that. I talked about it now, I think, 3 or 4 years in a row. This day, 1883, the Brooklyn Bridge opens, the most famous bridge in the United States. 14 years of construction, Beam. It's a big one, man. The thing is tall and rises up out of it. It's not crazy long. It is fairly long, though. I took a wrong turnover at one. The first time I ever
like
went.
A lifetime.
Oh, believe me.
Trying to get back to wherever you're.
Well, I was coming down, was that the FDR right there, I think? And that'd be the East Side Highway. Yeah, the East Side Highway. And I'm like turning around on it or something, and I went to make the turn on the exit. I was like, oh no. And there was like 2 exits right away. My navigation wasn't catching up. I'm like, right or left, right or left, right or left.
Turning.
And I took the left one, and then I'm like, this is not good. I could feel us rising up and going over.
Now I'm in a different borough.
Oh, it took me 20 minutes to get back to where I was, and it was at 1 o'clock in the morning. 14 years it took to build that bad boy, though. This day, 1935, first night game in Major League history. You know where it's played, Shark?
Shibe Park.
What's that?
Philadelphia.
No, but the Phillies were involved.
Cleveland, Ohio.
That's not accurate. Who used to have
the Phillies, the National League, Cincinnati.
Yeah, they didn't have interleague play back then, Shark.
Right.
Come on.
Only in the World Series.
Manfred wasn't there. The Reds beat the Phillies at Crosley Field. How about that? This date, 1994, the 4 men are convicted of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. I believe they did 250 years apiece, sentenced to that. And then on this date, 1997, Bop. Debut single by Hanson. It's number 1.
Dip dap dap doo up. Dip dap dap.
It's good. Have you watched the guys singing now that they're older?
I saw it a couple of years ago when they re-released it.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining.
I loved that song.
Some birthdays today. Sharks guy turning 86. He must know the secret to longevity. The Shark's trying to make sure he gets as many years of retirement as possible. Tommy Chong.
Everybody's worried about driving when you're stoned. No, not going to hurt anybody going 5 miles an hour. No. But you do get paranoid at the wrong time. You know, like one time I got pulled over by a caution light. I sat there for a long time, man. Had my license out, waiting. Finally, I forgot why I was sitting there, you know. Well, as long as I'm here, might as well fire one up. The other worry is kids, you know. They're always worried about kids. And the other day I was on my roof smoking, and I felt somebody looking at me, and I looked down, there's my little grandson looking at me, and he goes, "What are you doing, Grandpa?" That cute little voice, and I don't know why I said it, but I said, "Fuck off."
That's a great line.
Oh, yeah. He's Tommy Chong, one of the greats. Bob Dylan turning 83 today. Patti LaBelle, the godmother of soul, Lady Marmalade, the actress and singer, turning 80 years young today. Joe Dumars, two-time NBA champ, longtime Pistons exec, helped build their championship squad. What was that, 2004, I believe? Turning 61 today. Rich Rodriguez, one of Sharks' all-time favorites. Head coach, where now, Beam?
Rich Rod. Oh, God. I don't know.
Shark?
Is it
Arizona?
No, not. Is it like New Mexico? New Mexico State?
He was, I think, maybe there.
UTEP?
He's at Jacksonville State now.
Okay.
Jacksonville State.
Yeah.
Well, this is him after Ohio State beat the Wolverines 37-7 in 2010.
His first year.
I'm ticked. What, do you want me to go jump out there and hold hands with all the Buckeye fans and sing Kumbaya? I mean, I wish we'd have played better. But you can't replay it, unfortunately.
You can't replay it.
Easier times, simpler
Yeah,
times.
it was simpler times. I was actually at that game, and I think, 'cause I was back from Detroit. I was there, I want to say. And, I believe, maybe it wasn't that year. Maybe it was 2012. No, it was that game. People were leaving, while the game was going on. And
Buckeye fans?
Yeah. I mean, because the game was already decided.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even
It
close.
was 37-7 after the third quarter.
Yeah. And so people were, leaving. And I never thought I would see that.
No.
That was Rich Rod's last year.
Oh, last year. That's right. Okay, because he came in 8. Lloyd left in 7. Yeah, 8, 9, 10. He was there 3. So he was there. Yeah, but people were leaving. It was crazy. I never thought I would see that. But, yeah, when the game was already basically decided and they're just running out the string at that point. So, I mean, I get it. Not necessarily the greatest thing in the world to watch, but what are you going to do? Other birthdays there. One of your favorites, Beam, turning 59. Star of Boogie Nights, star of Step Brothers, but this is from Beam's favorite, Walk Hard, John C. Reilly, turning 59.
What are y'all doing in here? We're smoking reefer, and you don't want no part of this shit.
You're smoking reefers?
Yeah, of course we are. Can't you smell it?
No, Sam. I can't.
Come on, Dewey. Join the party.
No, Dewey, you don't want this. Get out of here.
You know what? I don't want no hangover. I can't get no hangover.
It doesn't give you a hangover.
Well, I'll get addicted to it or something?
It's not habit forming.
I don't want to overdose on it.
You can't OD on it.
It's not going to make me want to have sex, is it?
It makes sex even better.
It sounds kind of expensive.
It's the cheapest drug there is.
I think I kind of want it.
Okay, but just this once. Come on in.
That's great. Tim Meadows, the best. Oh, John C. Reilly. That's Dewey Cox.
Yeah.
Walk Hard. Beam, we got my man, the Englishman, turning 58 today.
Oh, I didn't get it. We'll get it later. Sorry. We'll get it later.
I gave you one task yesterday.
Well, you gave Shark the task.
I gave it to you.
Yeah,
on air.
I failed.
Shark, I want you to dig up the audio yesterday of me asking Beam to
Also,
get
dig up the Connor Stallion stuff from last year while you're at it.
What's the guy's name?
Eric Cantona, Cantona. We'll do it in our next
call him the
segment.
Englishman.
Cantona.
The
Is it in the
Wanton
dad?
Boys,
No,
the
it's
Fly.
not. It's not in the dad.
Someone wrote over it, which I told you would be the case. You chose to ignore my.
I did.
Didn't heed the warnings.
I heard you. I listened to you, and I just forgot. I just blanked on it.
Speaking of John Dewey Cox smoking weed, Tracy McGrady turning 45 today, and some passings. Vince McMahon Sr. passing away in 84, and Tina Turner, gosh, lost that legend last year, 1 year ago today. Some holidays And observances today, it's one of the best. It's Asparagus Day. How about that? It's Aviation Maintenance Day, Brothers Day, Carb Day, Don't Fry Day, International Tiara Day. How about that? National Escargot Day.
Snails.
Absolutely. You love them. National Road Trip Day. It's the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. Everybody's taking off, especially Director of Technology Engineer Master Greg. He'll be out until Tuesday.
And fish.
Absolutely. He's swimming away. National Title Truck Day, Scavenger Hunt Day, and World Schizophrenia Day. And those are your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances, and historical events for this date, May 24th, the second to last Friday of the month, 145th day of the year, and 221 days remaining in this 2024.
Good job with that, Bob, as always. It was a massive day yesterday in the history of college sports. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Friday to you. Right now, we're not tracking any major crashes across your interstates. Your airport commute on 670 is looking nice and clear, and I-71 coming in from the south side is one of the busier spots we're starting to track. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your fan traffic.
Marty Brenneman here for Tri-State Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health for treating erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues. And they're the leader for a reason, because I can tell you from my own experience of being treated there, Tri-State Men's Health is top shelf. Far too many men wait to get their ED treated, but I want to tell you today that you shouldn't wait any longer. If you're suffering with ED and are like most guys, a medical team at Tri-State Men's Health will get you back on track fast. They have the experience, they have the treatment protocols, and they know what they're doing. At Tri-State Men's Health, they have ED treatments that are effective in well over 90% of men. They can even combine treatments for better results. You might even find yourself performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. They have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Another day is here, and you're ready for it. What to wear? Check. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Check. Planning for what's next and how to save for it? That's where Bank of America can help. For your financial to-dos, Bank of America has experts ready to help get you closer to your goals. Get started at one of our Central Ohio financial centers or 24/7 in our mobile banking app. Find a location near you at bankofamerica.com/talktous. What would you like the power to do? Mobile banking requires downloading the app and is only available for select devices. Message and data rates may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
At Take 5, we're faster than you think. That means we'll change your oil and get you back on the road in less time than it takes to get over from the express lane to the exit ramp. Just sit back and relax while our fast, friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Schottenstein Roofing. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app or listen at home on your smart speaker or open up the iHeartRadio app or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
Your Memorial Day weekend haul can be found with one stop at Meijer. Pick up fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef family pack for just $2.99 a pound. Plus, buy 5, save $5 on Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, Breyer's ice cream, and 24-pack Coca-Cola or Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable. And rev up your savings and earn 50 points per gallon of gas pumped at any Meijer Express through June 1st. Get everything you need for Memorial Day this week at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia, often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Glo Fiber Business is now in Ohio, and your business is our priority. Glo Fiber delivers reliably fast, custom, and prepackaged internet plans to meet the growing needs of your business. And our dependable 24/7 personal support means your business stays connected. Glo Fiber is here, and we mean business. Find out more at 833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today. Glo Fiber Business is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Heading out the door today, we're looking at temperatures around 70. It should be a nice travel day today with a high of 83. Saturday, expect a few pop-up storms, high 82. Sunday, expect some widespread rain with a few isolated storms, high 84. And then on Monday, expect clouds in the morning, increasing sunshine by the afternoon with a high of 78. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Dylan Robichaud on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
Well, Friday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. By the way, we have a new YouTube channel. Go to YouTube.com or on your app. Type in 97.1 The Fan. You can watch us live all throughout the day. You can even interact with us on the chat box. Ron Bull says, morning, boys. Good morning to you. Fine, sir. Hopefully you're having a great start to your Friday morning.
Absolutely. Who isn't having a great start? We give you a lot of juice, Beam. That's the goal here.
Oh, of course it is, man. You were just saying during the break, and Meredith and I had this exact same conversation last night. You were like, I'm all messed up, man. I thought the Memorial Tournament was next week. It's like, no, it's 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah. Yep.
So the way that it worked, because, I mean, traditionally, forever, it would have been next week. But remember, they moved the U.S. Open, or not, they didn't move the U.S. Open. They moved the Memorial Tournament. Because
the PGA.
Yeah, they swapped that, and now it's the week.
Because no one goes that stupid Canadian Open anymore.
Yeah,
like we had to give that up for Shark's wife.
We did. Yeah, we for sure had.
Why did we switch with that?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you.
They didn't want it to be the week after the U.S. Open?
Yeah, but it wouldn't. I mean, I feel like it never would have been. It's the Memorial Tournament.
Last week.
Yeah.
And so
but that's been going on for the last couple of years. Like they swept the PGA 4 or 5 years back.
I never did hear a good reason for it.
I didn't either.
We always were the week after the Colonial. We were always the week of Memorial Day, which is why we called the Memorial Tournament.
We were always 2 weeks before the U.S. Open.
Yeah, so this would have been perfect. 2 weeks after the PGA and 2 weeks before the Open. I don't know why they switched it.
Because no one was going to play that stupid Canadian one. That's why they switch it.
I know, but either way, they would.
Well, they flopped the spots, didn't they? The one up in Toronto.
Is Canada next week?
Canada's like this coming week.
I think it is.
Yeah.
So there still won't be anybody that will attend it.
Well, it's 2 weeks, and then the argument isn't it's not right before the U.S. Open.
Right, but you're thinking that people will play the Canadian Open to prepare for the U.S. Open? They used to play the Memorial to prepare for the U.S. Open.
Well, because all those qualifiers were here that they would play right after.
Yeah.
And that's why I think nobody was going to the Canadian Open anymore. And so they wanted to give it more space or whatever the Canadian tournament is that no one cares about.
Yeah, the Canadian Open. Yeah. Golf Bob.
You go look at the people that were playing in that. It was basically like me and some of my buddies.
It was a
Mike
decent.
Weir.
It was a decent
Mike,
field.
get out of here, Mike Weir.
Rory's won it a couple of times.
Yeah, because he'd show up to go get a win.
Yeah.
If you're a decent golfer, show up and get a win.
And don't say that to Adam Hadwin, man. He didn't get smoked on the 18th green for nothing, all right?
I don't even know. I know that guy is the guy who got tackled, but I don't know who he is.
Yeah, well, you just know him for the guy who got tackled.
Exactly. I don't know him as a golfer. I know he got tackled and he was allowed to be out there because he was a golfer. But like no one knows. Those are the guys that they're playing in that thing. You don't have any of the big dudes. And since the Memorial is quote a signature event, they figure they could get them. They could pay them more now to go there and do that. But then they don't. I don't know what they're doing with all the qualifiers and everything that people used to play at around here.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, it's coming up here on Monday. Like U.S. Open qualifiers are still being played here on Monday.
The week before the Memorial.
the week before the Memorial Tournament. Yeah.
So they come in and play those, then play the Memorial?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question because then you'd have to come here if you're qualifying through the Columbus region. Then if you're playing in Canada, you'd have to go up to Canada and then back to Columbus.
Why do we even have a PGA Tour event in Canada?
Because it's the Canadian Open.
But why do we need one?
I don't know, Bob.
You guys are the golfers here. You watch
why do we have any tournaments?
Well, that's because they need to make money.
Yeah, because I think Canada's one stop closer to them making more money. Maybe they want to divest their funds.
Don't hate on our northern neighbors. They've been good allies. They've been good friends to us.
They don't do anything.
That's Jan talking to you.
It is.
Didn't take Toledo from us, unfortunately, but we'd love to give it to them.
No, we took Toledo from Michigan.
I know.
So I was yesterday is obviously a busy day in college sports. Ross Dellinger on Twitter released a thread of the NCAA's 10-year settlement agreement that will pay back damages of $2.8 billion. So we've gone from 2.6 like a couple of weeks ago up to 2.7. Now it's nearly $2.8 billion. At least $15 billion in rev share, reshaping the governance, enforcement, and scholarship structure in major college athletic. Back damages, how much? $2.776 billion over 10 years. From NCAA national office, 40%. Schools are paying 60% from it. The payments, what we were interested in, how far back does this go, Bobby?
Yeah.
15 to 25,000 D1 athletes who played from 2016 to 2020. So that's only a 4 or 5 year gap. That if you played from that time, you're going to be getting. I know he's got to be super bummed about.
Missed that by a year.
Yeah, he's got to be super bummed about.
That stinks.
Distribution allocation formula used with estimated 90% to Power 5 football and men's basketball players.
Yeah.
So around 6,000 athletes are going to get 90% of this 2.7 bill. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's a lot of money to get to those guys. They're going to get a nice chunk of change.
Mm-hmm. Rev share, how much? $20 to $22 million annually from schools to athletes. Implementation summer, fall of 2025. So we kind of knew that. Cap enforcement. Here's the interesting part of this. Court oversight and audits. Athletes reporting mechanism of third-party NIL must be, quote, true NIL based on development of fair market value data. Enforced through NCAA outside entity with core backing. Burden on school/athlete to prove true NIL
Okay,
work.
that's bullcrap then. You're going to put the burden on the athlete. No, why don't you do it?
It's a great question.
Here's what I want to ask somebody. You know what your true market value is? What someone's willing to pay you. That's what your market value is. So if someone's
I thought this was America.
Well, exactly. Who's in charge over here? Putin? I mean, is that where we're at? Sharks guy? I saw you waving that little hammer and scythe over there, Shark. Mm-hmm. Ready to go. That's why you're supporting Canada and their socialist medicine.
Roster changes upcoming. Eliminate scholarship caps. Implements new roster limits. Not finalized yet. So I don't know how that's going to work with the walk-ons just yet. Ability to provide scholarships to entire roster now. Potential football roster reduction as few as 85 roster spots. Ongoing discussions continuing about kind of that walk-on situation.
We have limitless scholarships, but only 85 spots.
Eliminates scholarship caps. Yeah, and then implements new roster limits. I don't know.
I'm going to be honest. Those two things sound contradicting to me.
Yeah, it does.
You can drink as much as you want from the six-pack I'm giving you.
Governance and other, this is fascinating, potential new D1 subdivision for increased power conference rulemaking.
That needs to occur.
Yeah.
Because, nobody wants to deal with this that's not involved, and so don't make them. Let them go. Let the folks who have the cash and want to have these changes be implemented, allow them to be the ones that make the rules.
Yeah, so interesting stuff coming out about that yesterday and what was kind of a landmark day for the NCAA.
Oh, yeah. A real landmark. Big red letter day for the NCAA, paying $2.8 billion out. That sounds great. You want to spend money on things you like, Beam. And usually people say spending money to replace your home's windows. That's rarely something you're getting all juiced up about. We usually do it because our energy bills, they're draining us. Or our current windows, they're all jacked up. But when you work with the local Pella Columbus team, your eyes, they're going to be like mine, Beam. They're going to be opened. New windows, they can legitimately change the entire look of your home. They're like the eyes to your house. Who doesn't love some Betty Davis eyes? Mm. They've got windows and colors and styles like I've never seen. They can change everything. Go see my friends at Pella Columbus at their new showroom in Polaris or appellacolumbus.com.
We'll take you inside the draft war room of TV networks trying to pick games for the college football season. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no major crashes that we're watching across your interstates. We are seeing busy traffic on I-71 near Polaris, also on the southeast side on 33. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, you don't just want to be a utility player in the bedroom. You want to be the MVP. That's why you need to check out BlueChew.com. If you don't already know about Blue Chew, well, now's the perfect time to find out more, because Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so you don't have to go to a doctor's office. There's no awkward conversations. They find out what you need. They ship it right to your door in a discreet package, and it's all made in the USA, so they can prepare and ship it directly to you, which saves you money. And I'm going to help you save more money with promo code BONE. That's right. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code BONE at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. I mean, look, we made the promo code BONE because we don't want the promo code to be hard. We want, well, you get the idea. BlueChew.com, promo code BONE right now to get your first month of Blue Chew free.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
If you're about to get engaged or ready to walk down the aisle, your true love deserves a true jeweler, the Diamond Seller. As a true jeweler, we not only have designer collections to meet your bridal needs, but we also have talented in-house designers who can create something truly one of a kind. Visit the Diamond Seller today.
Great coaching can make all the difference, especially when it comes to your money. At Right Pac Credit Union, our financial coaches are on your team. We'll help you create a winning game plan that's customized for your unique needs, so you can make the most of your hard-earned money and live the life you want to live. Best of all, Right Pac Credit Union serves all of Central Ohio, so getting in the game is easy. Let's win together. Stop by one of our Central Ohio member centers to get started today. Equal housing opportunity, insured by NCUA.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And when I was looking to get a new roof on my home, I wanted a company with staying power. A company that had been in business for more than 30 years, built on the principles of honesty, integrity, and transparency. Well, there was nowhere else to go than Newman Roofing. 32 years later, and hundreds of five-star reviews from customers that have been blown away with the service that they've received. Some of the customers now, well, they've been around so long, they're getting their second Newman roof, and that speaks to the quality and the way Tim and his team do things. During a time where service is lacking in the service industry, companies like Newman Roofing are leading the way, providing white glove experience to all of their customers, just like they did to me and my family. So when it comes time to get your roof replaced, you're going to want to go with a company you can trust, and that's Newman Roofing. Don't just get a roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or go visit them online at newmanroofing.com. That's newmanroofing.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple of weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here 1 hour from now, Austin Ward, he's going to join the program. Talk some Buckeyes with him. What's going on with this House v. NCAA lawsuit and the settlement that came down yesterday. Do you know how the college football TV draft works? Like, I mean, what you think it looks like?
You mean like the college football TV contracts, like how they determine who
picks
what?
where and what games happen? Yeah. Do you know?
So I know there's like the tier 1 rights, tier 2, tier 3, and they sit in these windows. You can only pick a certain team so many times for tier 1. I don't know the exact specs around all of it, but I talked to the folks at Ohio State enough to know, like, all right, so Fox, they had the tier 1 Big Ten rights, and they got that. They're always going to pick Ohio State, Michigan. Boom, that's going to be 1. They would always pick Ohio State, Penn State. They're always going to pick Michigan, Penn State. And so, like, you were trying to figure out, okay, would this game for Ohio State be a big noon kick?
Yeah.
And, like, you look at the rest of the schedule. Is there another better game out there? Maybe, maybe not. If there wasn't, then you'd have to look like, okay, Ohio State's been on big noon. Like, there's going to be 3 other times. Mm-hmm. Can they do this a 4th, or do they have to let this go to one of the other partners? I think that's kind of the outline of how it works.
So I was reading this piece, and Andy did a really good job on 11 Warriors of it. So Joel Klatt, on his show, he was actually talking to an executive, Michael Mulvihill of Fox, talking about...
Is that a real name?
Michael Mulvihill, yeah, that's a real name. That's his name. Said it all begins with the draft, not of players, not of games, but of dates. Network executives involved in a given conference will pick which weekends they want to control. So they get to pick. Yeah. They get to pick the weekend. They get to pick the week of what they want. So like first overall pick would be like the Saturday after Thanksgiving, right? Like Ohio State, Michigan would be number 1. Like that's the weekend that you're going to pick through. So involved in a given conference, they pick weekends which they want to control through a selection process based on their buy-in. Fox is the biggest player in the Big Ten.
Big buy-in.
So they have basically, like, we've paid the most money, so we get our picks.
You don't even know her, Beam.
Here's what Michael Mulvihill said.
Come on, give me his real name.
That's his name, Michael Mulvihill. Mulvihil. Mulvihill.
Are you sure
Mulvihill.
It's MUL?
It is MULVI.
Are you sure it's not Muleville?
Muleville. Michael Muleville, the mule, said in the case of the Big Ten, we and CBS and NBC go through a draft where Fox holds the first 3 picks on the board. Sounds pretty good for them. Then
they paid for it, man.
Yeah, well, they paid a lot for it. Then we have number 6, and our next one is a little bit later than that. He also said, so it's not straight rotation 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Snake drafting?
It's not snake drafting. I don't know the exact order and how they do it. The picks change a little bit as we go through the selection order, and we spend a lot of time thinking about what are we going to do with those top 3 picks. I mean, you're literally
I want my picks back.
That would be an awesome job to have. All I'm gonna do is watch college football. I'm gonna read the reports, watch spring, and say this team can be pretty good. It's not about you making your money on the first 3 picks. Those are gonna be good anyways. You talked about it. They're traditional rivalries or they're big games, right? Like that's easy to pick Ohio State, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Michigan, like whatever. You make your money.
The top 3 in the Big Ten historically, like the last 5 years. Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. When they play each other, there's your 3.
Those are your 3 round robin.
That's the triumvirate that you're getting right there. Now, after that, we'll figure it out. Here's the problem. I mean, you say that would be fun, and it might. But the problem is if you think somebody's going to be good, and then they end up being dog turds like week 9 or week 10, and then like their quarterback got hurt, and it's watching that Monday Night Football between
Jets and the Broncos.
Jets and the Colts, but it's not Anthony Richardson. It's the Minshew. It's not Aaron Rodgers. It's whoever the Jets were, Zach Wilson.
Minshew and Zach Wilson. Who was their backup quarterback to Zach Wilson last year?
I don't know. He started some games too.
Yeah, I know.
But
that's awful.
Everyone thinks that, this will be fun. It's great picking all these games. Well, if the games you pick suck, you know who's yelling at you? Your boss, because you said we paid all this money and no one's watching him, and our advertising partners saying you promised us eyeballs, and instead we're getting toilets.
Trevor Siemian and Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle, that's right. Lance Boyle. Should have named him Lance.
Mulvihill added that Fox will have the top 3 selection for the conference's date. The Mule said that Fox will have the top 3 selection for the conference's date over the next few years, giving them an advantageous position to get the marquee matchups. He said, in the case of the Big Ten, we and CBS, we go through that. We don't really earn our salaries by picking Ohio State, Michigan number 1. Any college football fan would see that's the obvious first selection. When you start thinking about those next couple of choices, it gets a little bit more interesting. And you have to think it's a lot more interesting this year because you get 4 additional teams in there.
Well, and here's the other piece. Everybody was constrained to Eastern and Central time. And so if you're Fox, you have the time constraint of your primetime window is, Beam?
Noon.
Big noon. That's I say primetime. Your prime window is noon.
Yeah.
Can you get an Oregon, Washington out there at a noon kick?
It would be tough.
I mean,
can you get an Ohio State, Oregon at a noon kick out there?
That's why I was
advantage Buckeyes.
Talking to Ryan about that. He's like, I mean, honestly, because that would probably be an advantage for us. It'd be a 9 a.m. start. Because we probably wouldn't even convert anything to Pacific time. We would just stay on that.
Yeah.
Stay on Eastern time. You're waking up in the dark at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, but that's better for us. And you can't imagine you're going to have a raucous crowd at 9 a.m.
Leave on you would leave Thursday.
Let me tell you what a 9 a.m. looks like for crowds on Saturday morning.
Zombieland.
Yeah, it looks like me trekking out to Spindler Park when I'm out there walking around, complaining my feet are getting wet by the dew. I forgot my chair.
I have a slight headache.
Battling a hangover.
A bit of nausea.
Battling a hangover. I mean, I'm
fully in it at that point.
I'm fighting that thing like Stuart Scott's fighting cancer, just trying to survive. Sitting there, parents yelling, refs late. I mean, that's what you're going to have going on.
This is too much for me. I think I'm starting to dry heave. I'm starting to feel warm.
Yeah.
And clammy at the same time.
Realizing my kid didn't have a pack of water bottles. Somehow that's my fault because they didn't have a water when I told them to get ready 18 times. And then we're in a mad dash. As I'm sitting there, I'm like, just trying to have less noise, the better.
The mule
drive over there in pure silence, Beam.
Oh yeah, no
Not
radio,
even music, nothing.
Thinking about all my life choices, everything I've made decisions wrong.
Did I really
past.
need to pour that last drink at 1:15?
Those last 3 really took me over the hill.
Yeah,
they took me over.
They said, "Do you want another drink?" And the bottle of wine was empty. It just said no. That was it. Instead of hey,
I cracked open.
Let's just open another one, which means we're going to drink all of it.
The mule said the third pick was debated more than any other pick in the history of college football.
Well, this year, yeah, because now you have that Oregon-Washington element.
Said November 2nd, which features both Ohio State and Penn State and Oregon and Michigan.
There you go.
And then October 12th for Ohio State at Oregon were the 2 dates they couldn't decide between.
Well, because do you want to pick a game where it's going to be a top 5 matchup?
Yeah.
But CBS is banking on the fact that, you know what, they'd rather play that game at 12:30 local time than 9 a.m. local time. I mean, that's the one thing about Fox that stinks. They put those games so early. I don't know if you can have West Coast kicks at 9 o'clock.
And he said he talked about that. We have built our Fox College football identity around the idea of playing our best games at noon. We have built that into the most watched game of the week in college football. We have enormous pride in it. I take a lot of personal pride in what we've built there. Having that game, talking about Oregon, Ohio State, would trigger a domino effect on that date where we would have to play later in the day. So they wouldn't do the 9 a.m.
How would they handle Big Noon? Because you're going to put Big Noon on at 7 a.m.?
Exactly. He said it would trigger a domino effect on that date. We would have to play later in the day. Another network would get to play in our noon window, and we would have to put a lesser game on in the noon window.
So they didn't take it.
So it sounded like they didn't take it.
Well, because Big Noon leads right into their game.
Yeah.
You would have Big Noon on at 7 a.m.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of people out there. It's going to look real good.
I'd be watching.
Yeah, watching at home.
Yeah, not out
as
there.
you woke up, and you also have a young child.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not happily watching that.
No, yeah, I'm the same, except for you. Substitute yourself going to Spindler. I'm just having those same feelings at home.
Absolutely.
Billy, why are you crying? Can you give me a little bit of a rest for a few minutes?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's not what anybody wants.
Safe to say one of the members of Inside the NBA is not thrilled about their decision to not pick up the league's broadcast right. We'll do that in Quick Hitters coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, we're not tracking any crashes across your Central Ohio interstates. Watching busy traffic on 33 westbound on the southeast side and on I-71 as you meet downtown Columbus. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Another day is here and you're ready for it. What to wear? Check. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Check. Planning for what's next and how to save for it? That's where Bank of America can help. For your financial to-dos, Bank of America has experts ready to help get you closer to your goals. Get started at one of our Central Ohio financial centers or 24/7 in our mobile banking app. Find a location near you at bankofamerica.com/talktous. What would you like the power to do? Mobile banking requires downloading the app and is only available for select devices. Message and data rates may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
Hey, Mountain Dew drinkers, it's the Mountain Dew Baja Blast 20th Baja-versary. 20 years of Baja Blast being a Taco Bell fan favorite. To celebrate this year, the tropical lime flavor of Baja Blast is in stores everywhere all year long. 366 days. That's right, it's a leap year. And for a limited time, you can collect coins for a chance to get Baja gear or a Taco Bell deal. The Mountain Dew Baja Blast 20th Baja-versary.
No purchase necessary. Open to legal residents of US 18+, subject to official rules at BajaBlast.com and 6/15/24. Void where prohibited.
The standing room only, with all eyes on the 18th green.
There was some speed to this.
The sudden roars.
Gauged it just right.
That Sunday celebration.
From Oslo to Ohio, Victor Hovland is the champion.
It's better live. Join us at the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday, June 3rd through 9th. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Do you subscribe to the Fan's YouTube channel? Well, why not? Catch our best interview, Stupid Man and Bone videos, and live video of our shows as they happen.
You can participate in your neighborhood watch.
Search 971 The Fan and subscribe today.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the TrueHold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-844-TrueHold or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, look for lots of sunshine with a high of 83. Saturday, look for clouds and showers with a high of 82. Sunday will be the stormiest day out of the 3-day holiday weekend. Expect clouds and showers, high 84. And then on Monday, expect a few showers in the morning, followed by afternoon sunshine, high 78.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
We here on the Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can, of course, visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Schottenstein Roofing. For top quality and a price match guarantee, visit SchottensteinRoofing.com.
Sharky.
Yes.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you, gentlemen. Charles Barkley.
Ooh.
He appeared on the Dan Patrick Show yesterday and admitted that morale sucks among the guys on TNT's Inside the NBA. It appears the NBA is cutting ties with Turner on the next TV contract.
I don't think that's an appearance anymore. I think that's reality.
Barkley isn't happy with TNT CEO David Zaslav for saying his company doesn't need the NBA. Barkley thinks the comment may have upset Commissioner Adam Silver and didn't help negotiations. Beamer Sir Charles said, "These people I work with, they screwed this thing up."
Well, and he also called them idiots. Like, how do you really feel, Chuck? I think it's a good job from him. I mean, that show, Bob, we've talked about this for the last couple of weeks. When the news came down that the NBA was going to be purchased by NBC, they offered the NBA back to TNT. And again, I mean, it looks like it's 99% in the bag. Like, the NBA is going to go to NBC, and they're going to stream that on Peacock and Amazon.
Charles Barkley talked about how they screwed it up, so I'm guessing that it's
yeah, like, I mean, this is you're the voice of the NBA. Like him, Kenny, Shaq, EJ, the voices of the NBA for a long time now, and now those guys are going to be gone. And in classic Charles Barkley fashion, he was holding no punches back. He does not care one iota of what his bosses think about him, and he went on the Dan Patrick Show and just ripped him a new one. It was like for 5 minutes he did that.
Absolutely, and that's the way it should be. And that's the best, one of the best shows on television.
It is. It is.
And now they're taking it away because they couldn't get a rights deal done. Like, why would you want to give that up? It doesn't make any sense. Like, and Barkley's my favorite, man. He's giving you his honest, unfettered opinion. And he's like, I'm going to be fine. That's what he's like, I got one more year. As long as those checks keep coming on the 1st and 15th. But it's really everybody else on the set, too. He's talking about, I mean, and it's a great show. Gosh, that stinks.
Now that, like, this is almost over, and they have a full year left. Like, they're going to be on until the end of next year when their broadcast rights
you know what? That might be the best year of television ever. Shark, imagine Barkley knowing that they're not coming
literally
back.
Unfettered. Like,
I mean, what are they going to do at that point?
He already has a very small filter, but now it's going to be unfiltered. But some of the best on Twitter, like, people are just throwing out their great, like, favorite moments from inside the NBA. And I've seen so many of them over the years, but I forgot they were doing like an all-star draft one of the years, and Shaq's up there like picking the team, and then Charles is picking teams, and it was pretty good stuff. And Charles is trying to pronounce Jonas Valanciunas. He's just like, I'll take my big man Jonas Valanciunas. Like, it's so great, man. I'm gonna miss those guys.
You got that degree from Auburn there, Chuck? Good job.
Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott has grown tired of reporters constantly asking him about contract talks. He was asked about it again this week during OTAs.
Business is business. I'll leave it where it gets handled. Right now it's about being my best for this team right now in this moment and just focused on that. I don't play for money. Never have, never cared for it, to be honest with you. Would give it up to play this game. So I allow that to the business people to say what it's worth, what they're supposed to give a quarterback of my play. For me, it's about, as I said, control. I can control and handle that part, and the rest will take care of itself.
Bobby, he may say he'd play for free, and maybe he would, but don't worry about Dak. If the Cowboys don't pay him, somebody will.
But how much is the question?
It's going to be at least 50.
Why would someone pay Dak Prescott $50 million?
Because someone is going to pay him that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Somebody just paid a guy in Detroit more than that, and Dak's as good as him. Jared Goff.
How far is he?
Probably.
Probably.
Let's say his resume is better.
That's fine. How many playoff wins does he have?
Just one.
How many does Jared Goff have?
Listen, I'm not here to defend Dak Prescott. I'm just saying he's going to get $50 million.
I don't know if I think there is going to be some sort of cap on this where I'm not going to continue to pay guys more than other guys that they're not better than. And I'm not saying that Jared Goff is wildly better than Dak Prescott, but I know this. Jared Goff had his team on with a chance to go to a Super Bowl, and
two of them. He already went to.
He went to one, but he had them last year, and they dropped some. There were some drop balls. Like, it wasn't him. I mean, they were on the doorstep of being able to get that done. And this notion we're just going to keep paying quarterbacks more and more and more, like always up in the next guy. Eventually, that's how you overpay guys. I think people are starting to get hip to that. And I'm not saying Dak isn't worth whatever number, but there is a point where, like, when you pay him that much, then you can't pay other people. And your team isn't as good. And is your quarterback good enough to lift up not having another piece or two around him? And I don't know that he is.
So their stats are damn near identical. I mean, they came in the same draft. Dak was a 4th-round pick. Goff, obviously, pick 1, round 1, going to the Rams at the time. Jared Goff's career stats, 30,429 yards, all right? Completion percentage of almost 65%. 185 touchdowns, 82 interceptions. Dak Prescott, 29,459 yards, so about 1,000 yards less than Jared Goff. 202 touchdowns, so about 15 more, and 74 interceptions. So less interceptions, more touchdowns, less yards for Dak. If Jared Goff's making $50 million, I'm with Shark on this. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that Dak is going to get it somewhere. Somewhere. He's a proven NFL commodity, and we know that the NFL overvalues quarterbacks.
Major League Baseball is played by human beings, managed by human beings, officiated by human beings, but there are those who wouldn't mind seeing umpires go away, at least home plate umpires, but that is not going to happen, at least in the near future. Major League Baseball has been experimenting with robo-cops in the minor leagues, actually an automated ball strike system. Commissioner Rob Manfred said robo-cops are unlikely for 2025, Beamer, because they still have some technical issues that need to be worked out.
Well, Angel Hernandez has been unplugging the robocops, as you've been calling them, in the minor league system. I just don't... Like, you want to get stuff right, don't you?
Is that a question or a comment?
I mean, it's both. You want to get stuff right, don't you? That's a question and a comment. And the robo-umps have a 100% hit rate, and the best Major League Baseball umpire who watches the game with his eyes and is calling balls and strikes has the best hit rate is like 82%. That's a significant difference.
Here's the thing. You're going to get a consistent strike zone all the time.
Of course.
Pitchers will like it more. Hitters will like it more.
Yep.
And I don't have to watch those ridiculous umpires sit out there to bloviate all the time and think that they're the show.
Yeah, totally.
They're not. You're not the show. What's old West? Who's the
Joe West?
Joe West. I hate that guy. He is awful. And you know what? They act like, oh, I'm going to be tough guy, throw the manager out when no one questions me. You can't. I'm an umpire.
I'm the authority here.
You know what it is? They are. Judge Dredd is who they think. I am the law. Throw them out of the game. Like, I wish someone would slug an ump in the face. Like, that's honestly. And I'm not talking about someone small. I'm talking about
like
Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire,
Aaron Judge,
peak juice. Just punch him right in the beak and knock about 5 teeth out. You want to flip your mask up, buddy? All right. Deliver one right to the suck hole.
Pow! Right in the kisser. We may have seen the last firing in Cleveland sports before Shark's retirement. That and the re-rack coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Friday to you. Your Memorial Day weekend early morning commute looking nice and clear this morning. We are not tracking any crashes, but watching busy traffic on I-70 on the west side, also on I-71 near Polaris. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And though I generally talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, today I want to talk about love. Because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. You see, ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Tri-State Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Truly, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
There's a little slice of heaven in a mountain town escape. A pace of life that's less hurried, more authentic, where people greet you with a smile, and experiences feel down to earth, yet elevated. From Appalachian art to wineries and craft breweries, live music to a lively spirit. This is West Virginia. We call it almost heaven. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle. Unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark This-Ark. The Reds haven't won a series since completing a sweep of the Angels on April 21st. Since then, they've lost the last 9 series. They had a chance to take 2 of 3 from the Padres after overcoming a 4-1 deficit yesterday to tie the game in the 6th. But San Diego scored 2 in the 10th to win in Cincinnati 6-4. The Guardians had the day off. They are in Anaheim tonight. In Game 2 of the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals in Boston, the Pacers led 27-22 late in the first quarter, but the Celtics scored the next 20 points and never trailed again on the way to a 126-110 victory. Jaylen Brown scored 40 points to lead Boston, which takes a 2-0 lead in the series. In Game 1 of the NHL's Western Conference Finals, Connor McDavid's goal in double overtime gave the Oilers a 3-2 win at Dallas. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Grab a napkin while shrinking your waistline. How? By making a Bacon 180 with Awaken 180. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Beamer and Shark love baseball. Bobby wants to murder Rob Manfred with his bare hands. See? A little something for everyone. This is Morning Juice.
Also wants to pop retired Joe West, right? The kisser.
It's just the general comment on the officials and umpires in Major League Baseball. I can't deal with them, man. All of them think they're the star of the show.
Hey. When I go to a baseball game, I go to watch the ump a game.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I go there to watch them.
Who did they throw out this year? The Yankees manager?
Because it was
people and the fans were yelling stuff, and they were attributing it to him.
Yeah, Aaron Boone got tossed earlier on in the game, earlier on in the season, because a fan behind home plate had something to say, came in the general vicinity of the Yankees dugout. Looks over to the bench, says, "You're gone, pal. See you later." And then Boone's like, "I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
I heard you. Get out of here.
You're gone for the repercussion of that fan."
You know who the Major League umpires are? Like, they're the dad that comes home from work, like me sometimes. No respect from anybody. Kids have a mess all over the place. They're leaving the mess with their friends.
This is the day.
And you start yelling at them, "Hey, we need to get this cleaned up, whatever. If you don't do this, you're going to be grounded." You're talking back. If you say one more word, you're grounded for a month. And you don't know which kid said something, and you just attribute it to whoever you want. "I didn't say, I don't care." And you know what? I don't care.
You're grounded for a month. I didn't do anything. 2 months.
2 months, exactly. It wasn't me. It was
3 months.
Exactly. You just keep double down, triple down. You're not even right, but you just keep doing it because you're trying to prove a point. And you're completely irrational at that point. And then after a couple of drinks, you have to go and then be like, "Hey, I'm sorry about that. I know that wasn't you. That was actually your brother that said something, so I apologize for that situation." But that's what the Major League umpire is. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's essentially Al Bundy, coming home.
Like the warden in Shawshank.
Yes.
He was talking to Andy down in the hole.
Yeah.
Give him 2 more weeks. Give him another month to think about it.
One of Shark's favorite parts. throw you out of that one-bedroom Hilton and cast you down with the sodomites.
By the way, I got a Twitter message the other day, and it was pretty good. It was from Alex, and he said, "Has anybody ever given the thought when Andy's escaping from Shawshank? You've obviously
the turd tunnel.
Yeah, not that, but when he gets through all that, and the warden sees the chess piece, and he throws it through the wall, and." Goes, what's the lady's name on the wall? I'm blanking on her name. Raquel Welch. She goes through Raquel Welch.
Oh, he was celebrating her birthday on here. I think
he had a great tweet message to me. He goes, has anybody thought how Andy got that poster back down? Like, was it taped
at the bottom?
Was it taped to the bottom? Because he's in head first. Like, there's not a lot of room for you to turn around in that tunnel. Was it just flapping there at the bottom, taped at the top?
We're focusing on all the wrong things.
That's a great point.
We focused on how he was able to take that rock and bang it through a rusty iron pipe.
These two were in cahoots.
I mean,
they had to wait till there was thunder to do it.
Yeah.
You know how much
Lord, it's a miracle. Vanished like a fart in the wind.
This guy, you two, you're thick as thieves, you two.
Yeah, I've seen you two in the yard, thick as thieves. I thought it was a great point. Coming up here, 7:35, Austin Ward. He's going to join the program. 8:35, our good friend AJ Hawk.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
You can listen to us all kinds of places. You can stream it, whether you're going into work somewhere else. Go to 971thefan.com. You can download our app. After the show's done, we got a podcast you can listen to anywhere you get your podcasting done. Apple, Spotify, Amazon, all kinds of good places. We're also now on YouTube. You can hop in the chat, watch us live. Go to youtube.com, type in 97.1 The Fan. We're going to be right there. You can interact with us here in the morning. Kyle said Bob's fired up today. Yeah, I think you are. You're a little fired up today.
No, the umpire situation in life is, I'm not a fan, Beam. Not a fan.
Greg says Barkley's a clown. I don't agree with that, but hey, it's free speech.
Here's the thing, you can believe whatever you want. I'll tell people, fortunately, I had dinner with Charles Barkley. That is who Charles Barkley is. It's not an act. It's nothing else. Like, that's who he is as a person. And the only difference is off air, he swears more. But other than that, like, you're seeing an authentic version of him, which is ultimately what you want to believe you're watching, not some pre-scripted nonsense. And if anybody thinks you could pre-script that show, I mean, you're crazy.
Charles says, no way Dak's worth $50 million, but he'll get it. And I agree with that.
I don't know if Jerry's going to pay him.
Well, I don't think Jerry's going to pay him. I think somebody else will.
I don't know if someone else will give him $50 million. They may give him 45.
I think it'll be 50. I think it'll be 50. You want to bet a Bob Cobb on that? Going through next year when he resigns his deal? Bob Cobb salad?
We can do that.
All right. Well, Bob Cobb salad bet on whether over under $50 million and $1 is what it's going to be for Dak.
I like that, Beam.
Celtics 126, Pacers 110, 2-0 series advantage. Yeah, it was tough for.
You let that first one slip away. It's tough to bounce back and get the second.
Because how many opportunities are you going to be able to get them on the road, right? And so
how many opportunities you can have be up 5 points with 30 seconds or 6 or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah, it was a disaster for them.
Gosh.
Mavs at the Wolves game number 2 tonight at 8:30. Oilers 3, Stars 2. That one went to double overtime last night. 1-0 advantage.
How about the city of Dallas, man? You got Western Conference Finals for both.
It has been quite the year in Dallas, and I think this was on SportsCenter. It was on an ESPN show the other day. It said years since conference championship appearance, and it was 0 because the Rangers just won the World Series last year. It was 0 for the Mavs. It was 0 for the Stars because they are now in the conference finals. 28 for the Dallas Cowboys. So it's 0, 0, 0, 28 for the
How
Cowboys.
about for the Detroit Lions?
0.
That's right.
0 for
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
$50 million man.
$50 million man. We'll see if Dak can top that. Panthers of the Rangers tonight at 8 o'clock, NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Tough game for the Buckeye baseball team yesterday. 14-7, the Hoosiers took them down. Now, they will play an elimination game today at 3 o'clock back against Nebraska. So they smoked Nebraska a couple of days ago, back in an elimination game today, like I said, at 3 o'clock. That game will begin at 2:55 on ESPN Columbus, which is 1460 AM, or our HD2 channel. Crew at Orlando tomorrow evening. So we'll see what happens in that game as they continue their road stretch. 8 days away from now, they'll be in Pachuca for CONCACAF Champions Cup final. So that's coming up here next weekend. But until then, back in Orlando this week. No games in the midweek next week. So
I think we lost a lot of momentum on that, Beam. The fact that there's this
I think
massive...
you lost a lot of momentum with the Cincinnati loss, and then they kind of got their mojo back. They kind of found their mojo because they've got 6 points in their last 2 games, both on the road. So if you can go 9 points in 3 games on the road, I feel like you'd be feeling all right heading down to Mexico next week. Shark, we know that you're the diehard Cavs fan. Surprising news to you yesterday that JB Bickerstaff was let go?
It wasn't surprising. They've been talking about it since the season ended. I thought it was unfair. They've gotten better every single year under him.
He's only been there 2 years, Shark.
Oh, he's been there.
No, how many? Oh,
5 years.
He went to the playoffs the last 2 years. That's what I'm.
Last 2 years. 3 years ago it was the play-in, or 2 years ago was the play-in. Then
lost in the first round.
Last year they lost in the first round. This year they won a first-round series, lost in the second round.
Next year you'd go to a conference. You'd go to the Eastern Conference Championship.
Second round.
Do you think that's the trajectory they're on now?
I think they're on.
What are they going to do with Donovan?
What is he going to do with them?
It's a good point.
The Cavs don't have a real say in that, although he still has another year left on his contract, but he could request a trade. And then he's got an opt-out after the 25 season, which I'm sure he will opt out, whether or not he stays in Cleveland. But, I look at JB, and I thought the players respected him. I really thought he's done a good job, and you look at...
Do you think he could have got more out of the roster?
I just look at the fact that Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, and Darius Garland played 28 games this season together.
Do you think he could have told Donovan Mitchell a bruise on the calf's a long way from the heart?
He probably wouldn't, because he wants to have Donovan back, but
now it
probably should have.
Now it doesn't matter because he's not going to be around to see it. Like you mentioned, those 4 guys only playing 28 games together. Do you have an idea of who you would kind of want as they get into this coaching search?
I would have loved to had Budenholzer, but we waited too long.
There you go. They already scooped him up.
Yeah.
How about bringing back Ty Lue?
I don't think Ty Lue probably wants to leave L.A.
What's David Blatt up to?
Maybe him and LeBron come.
David Blatt I would take, although...
Maybe him and LeBron come together, Shark.
David Blatt's got some disease now.
Does he?
Yes. I don't know that it's terminal, but I remember reading about it in the last 6 months or whatever. He is still coaching. But
primary progressive multiple sclerosis.
Got MS.
That's tough. I don't know. I really don't know who I would want as the head coach of the Cavs.
John Beilein? Fire him back up?
Oh, man.
Yes, that was the answer.
That was a nightmare. That's who JB replaced.
What about Juwan Howard? Just go to another Michigan coach, too. He's available.
Oh, yeah, listen, when he goes to punch the other coaches...
He'll take your word of advice. He would smoke Joe West.
When one of those NBA officials... who's Jerry... who's the one official that Tim Duncan hated?
Yes, the short ball.
Well, they all look short because
but this guy was 65 years old. What the heck was his name?
Joey Crawford.
Joey Crawford.
Oh man,
Juwan Howard punched him right in the kisser.
I mean,
he's turned to dust.
They were such enemies that if Tim Duncan was sitting on the bench laughing about something, he'd tee him up. It was just ridiculous. So they finally, the NBA...
They wouldn't put him on his games.
Had to mandate that Joey Crawford not officiate Spurs games.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Now, that's a problem.
That's a big problem.
Yes, you can't be objective enough.
The big problem is that these unions... The Major League Baseball union is so strong, you can't get rid of these guys.
You know who doesn't need a union?
You can't get rid of them.
Robots.
Well, you're still going to have an umpire, and you're going to still have 4 umpires, but you'll still have a home plate umpire. He's just not going to call balls and strikes.
He'll do the calls. He'll do the strike calls.
Yes, he will call the balls and strikes.
So he can still do his dances, his theatrical dances.
You're out of here, buddy. He'll have a beeper or something in his pocket that tells him whether it's a ball or strike.
Now, my question to you with JB Bickerstaff being fired, you're retiring July 11th of 2025. Will this be the last coaching firing that you will see from now until then?
Well, Stephen Vogt's not going to get fired. He's 2 months into his job.
I saw something yesterday, early, not quarter season, because we're past that now for Major League Baseball.
Almost a third.
Yeah, I saw yesterday it said Aaron Boone favorite for AL Manager of the Year. I'm like, what are we doing? Why? That's crazy.
The Yankees did finish in last place last year, and they've got the best record in baseball.
Yeah, they also have the second highest payroll in baseball.
Stefanski.
Second to who, Beam?
The Mets.
That's right, buddy.
Stefanski probably is not going to get fired. He's been Coach of the Year 2 of the last 4 seasons.
Don't tell Mike Vrabel that.
Matt Nagy was Coach of the Year, and then a couple of years after that.
I mean,
Mike Vrabel was Coach of the Year.
Obviously, if he goes, 5-12, he probably won't stick around. But I think you're probably right in saying that, Beam. JB's the last coach I'll see fired as an employee.
Doesn't look like
as an employee.
Doesn't look like Scotty Scheffler is going to be getting off the hook down in Louisville anytime soon. We'll do that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Friday to you. Your Memorial Day weekend early morning commute looking nice and clear this morning. We are not tracking any crashes, but watching busy traffic on I-70 on the west side. Also on I-71 near Polaris. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Glow Fiber. Glow Fiber Business is now in Ohio. With prepackaged and customized fully fiber optic business internet solutions, call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at and make this a summer to share and save. With a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte. Each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Let us explain. If you buy a diamond at Diamonds Direct today and decide in the future you want to upgrade to a larger diamond, Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. For example, let's say you bought her a $5,000 diamond last year, but now she wants to upgrade to a $6,000 diamond. Diamonds Direct will give you $5,500 toward the new one. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Whether that first diamond was $3,000 or $30,000, you get 10% more. Who else does this? And unlike other stores who claim to offer diamond upgrades, at Diamonds Direct, there's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Come and discover real value and buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand, listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
Want a great choice with great value? It's great to drive Honda and save thousands with low 1.9% financing. All your favorite Honda models are in stock. Save big on a great selection of cars, SUVs, and trucks, like the new 2024 Honda Ridgeline, now with low 1.9% financing. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 7/8/24.
Wasteful Washington spending is driving up the price of everything in Ohio. Groceries, gas, housing. Senator Sherrod Brown has backed President Biden's agenda 97% of the time, including voting to allow spending tax dollars on illegal immigrants. Senator Brown voted to allow $500 million in COVID checks for illegals. And Brown voted in favor of taxpayer-funded health care for illegals granted amnesty, while some American citizens can't afford to see a doctor. Brown even voted with Biden to give illegal immigrants Social Security benefits for work done illegally. Call Senator Brown at 216-522-7272 and tell him to support S3578, the Protect Medicaid Act, and vote against reckless, out-of-control Washington spending on illegal immigrants. Ohio families need cheaper gas, food, and housing, not handouts to illegal immigrants who haven't played by the rules. Paid for by One Nation. www.onenationamerica.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Heading out the door today, we're looking at temperatures around 70. It should be a nice travel day today with a high of 83. Saturday, expect a few pop-up storms, high 82. Sunday, expect some widespread rain with a few isolated storms, high 84. And then on Monday, expect clouds in the morning, increasing sunshine by the afternoon with a high of 78. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Dylan Robichaud on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
Here's Long here, a little Friday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up in our next segment around 7:35, Austin Ward, the commish. He's going to join us. We'll talk all things Buckeyes with him coming up. And also the settlement between the NCAA and former athletes, $2.77 billion payments that are going to need to be paid over the next decade. So we'll check in with Austin Ward about all things going on with that. Before we get into the Scotty Scheffler stuff, I failed to do my homework. You asked me yesterday, specifically when we were signing off the air. Because
Shark's going to poll me asking that.
You had to go yesterday to your son's clap out, right? Because he's going from middle school to high school. So like you were...
That's the different clap than the one Jimmy Dugan was talking about.
So... You usually go over there during one of our segments because we do right at the top of the show at 6 a.m. Again, you can go back and listen to the podcast, or you can go on YouTube and watch our show after that ends around 9:05, and you can listen to that segment. But every day we get to learn something new, and so usually you go over there, you talk to Shark,
filled with fun and drama.
Yeah, about names and stuff, and Shark pulls the sound, and then it sounds big. What we do, it sounds big,
huge.
So. You requested yesterday on the air that I get the Eric Cantona sound. Now, Eric Cantona, French fella, nicknamed the Englishman. It's his birthday.
Any French. I'm not really a fan of French people in general, Beam. I think anyone that listens to this show or knows me know that. Not really a fan of French culture and their snootiness. They just think they're better than everybody, and they're really not. If it wasn't for us, all of them would be speaking German. Okay, let's be realistic about that. Okay, so they can thank all the blood that was shed on Normandy with our good soldiers charging over there to save their rifle drop and rear ends.
But you do like Eric Cantona.
Because they call him his nickname. Any Frenchman whose nickname is the Englishman, then you know what, you're doing something right in this world. Like if Shark's wife, Jan, they called her the American, even though she's Canadian, then you know what, you're all right in my book.
So he turns 58 years old today. He is a soccer player. He played for Manchester United when he was at the height of his powers. He went into the stands. He drop kicked someone. It was really it was the malice before the malice in the palace before the malice in the palace.
But like at least in the malice in the palace, someone threw a beer like at them laying on the table. I don't know what was said to Eric Cantona. But he's walking along the side, and all of a sudden it's like 3 steps, professional wrestling drop kick into the stands.
And then he follows that up with a couple of right hands, hooks. So Eric Cantona, this was him. I don't know how long ago this was, but this
Probably
was him.
5 or 6 years.
No, it's been longer. I think it's been longer than that.
He looked so old, and he's only 58. Like
he looks older now too. I mean,
of course, age, time is undefeated. But like when he got done playing, like he used to have that nice jet black hair. I mean, he just
sweet beard.
He went from like jet black hair to the most interesting man in the world.
Totally, that's for sure what he looks
pretty
like.
Quickly.
So this was him accepting, and this is one of the greatest speeches of all time. This is him accepting, today is his 58th birthday, him accepting like a Lifetime Achievement Award from UEFA.
As flies to wanton boys, we are for the gods. They kill us for the sport. Soon the science will not only be able to slow down the aging of the cells. Soon the science will fix the cells to the state. And so we will become eternal. Only accidents, crimes, wars will still kill us. But unfortunately, crimes and wars will multiply. I love football. Thank you.
Thank you. The best part about that is they go there during the video portion of this, and I've seen it so many times that Beam, you sent it to me, and I didn't even know who Eric Cantona was. And then I started doing
your
research.
Favorite soccer player
and
of all time.
He really is, and he's awesome. Really good player. I mean, I would try to say, like, you know, in like football terms, I mean, he was kind of like reckless. I mean, he was very talented, but like ultra reckless. Like a fighter, maybe wasn't like the best player of all time. He kind of reminded me of...
He's pretty damn good.
He was really good. I'm trying to think of a football player, like maybe like a Steve Smith wide receiver who would just fight people all the time. Like, guy was super aggressive. There he seems very benign, but during the speech, they're like flashing into the audience because this is a big banquet.
Yeah, like Ronaldo's there, Messi's there,
David Beckham's there.
They're all like everybody who's everybody's there.
And they, you know, it's just like the Academy Awards when they show the people and they're showing the faces of these guys. It's like
just like what?
They're all looking like they're smelling a fart, like they're the most confused face in the world. Like
wanton boys to flies.
And this is a guy that's probably like their idol, like a little bit. I mean, they have respect for him, you know. It would be like Kobe Bryant going up there had he not passed in like another 10 years, and they're showing Anthony Edwards, and Kobe delivers some speech like that. What the heck does that even mean?
Wanton boys and flies and wars and disease.
The cells, they multiply. We're now eternal.
Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to the
God bless him. I mean, I hope he's out there doing some wrecked drugs and drinking a lot of wine.
Oh, I think he has his like own vineyard that he owns.
Of course he does.
I don't even know if he sells his wine. I think he just drinks.
You know what?
His wine.
I imagine Eric Cantona waking up right now between the vines.
Well, and it's noon over there, so that makes sense. He's just waking up on a nice sun-laden French afternoon.
Drank himself into a stupor on his 58th birthday and literally fell asleep naked out in the nature. Like that's just
wakes up, just takes a pull from the bottle when he wakes up.
Pull from the bottle. He has a half-lit cigarette he found, fired that up.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine people walking through his vineyard for like tastings, and then you just see this naked dude standing up, smoking a cigarette, drinking a bottle of wine. At noon, the wanton boys who are now eternal.
Scotty Scheffler has got to go back to court. That was a disaster.
You know where else he's got to go? To Columbus, Ohio.
The Memorial Tournament. That's right.
Was that announced live on Bishop or on Rothman and Ice?
I don't know. Was it? I wasn't getting out of my silo. I wasn't getting out of my silo.
I was out of my silo, but I got trapped in another one. I mean, I was at lunch. I couldn't stay listening, but they were going to have Dan Sullivan coming up, and they were speculating. Him and A. Ward were on about who it could be. Because all the Memorial tournament did was they tweeted out a picture of the eyeball emoji looking. Yeah. And so they're like, who could it be? And like, was it Xander Schauffele? Like, he just won, but he's not huge. And they go, the only two people it could be would be Tiger Woods, y'all, or
Scotty.
World number one, Scotty Scheffler. But it would make sense for him to want to be here because Louisville's not that far, and he's got to go back to court.
He does, and he's got the arraignment is scheduled for 9 a.m. on June 3rd, which is a couple of days before the memorial begins.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He'll be right in town.
So he's not going to get out of that. They carry like the press conference live, not the press conference, but like the court.
The press conference live.
The court. They carried like the court. It was Court TV on Golf Channel yesterday. So that was pretty wild. So he's not going to get out of that anytime soon. The commish, Austin Ward, he's going to join the program. We'll talk all things Buckeyes in this house settlement with him coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. No crashes to let you know about right now across our interstates. We are watching some busy activity over there on the southeast side on 33 and on 71 coming into downtown Columbus. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Hear that? It's the sound of someone whacking the ground with a rake. Specifically, they're beating around the bush, which we've done enough of in this ad too, so let's get right to it. The new Moneymaker scratch-off from the Ohio Lottery doesn't beat around the bush. Money Maker. Play the game and you could win money, up to $2 million. With more than $88 million in prizes ranging from $50 to $500, Moneymaker cuts right to the cash. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Hollywood Lights. Set sail with excitement at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Saturday, May 25th, you could be the lucky winner of a 7-day, all-expenses-paid Caribbean cruise for two. Not a sailor? No problem. Opt for $15,000 in cold hard cash instead. Play your favorite slots and table games throughout May to earn entries. More details at HollywoodColumbus.com. Remember, your adventure awaits at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Roof leaks can mean expensive repairs unless you work fast. Legacy Roofing, the leader in Central Ohio commercial roofing, can repair, replace, and maintain your roof to avoid costly damage. At Legacy, we're famous for fast, reliable, safe, and permanent protection for your roof. Our technicians are skilled craftsmen trained by industry leaders like Carlisle, Versico, and Elevate to create lasting roofing systems to protect your investment. Call Legacy Roofing Services today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
Right now during Ram season, well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 for $479 a month for 42 months with $4,279 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 6/3/2024.
The Fan is your home for NBA playoff action. Catch every game of the conference finals and NBA finals on The Fan and ESPN Columbus. How does one listen to such magical things? On the Fan app, silly. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. Do it.
We always come through for you when you need us to. That's ECO's promise to you. And for AC repair and installation, that means today, not tomorrow. If you have an air-conditioned breakdown, we'll get a tech out to your home today. Or we'll give you a year's EcoFied Advantage membership for free. And make no mistake, we're a repair, not replace company. Our techs are trained to give you all your repair options. Sometimes, though, it just makes more financial sense to replace. And that's where we really come through for you when you need us to. Because we'll replace your AC system same day. No sleeping overnight in a hot, humid house. Or we'll take $1,500 off the cost of your new system and provide you with portable AC units for your bedroom. That's what coming through for you when you need us to means. So if you need AC repair, call ECO for same-day service. We'll get your home cool again. We'll make it happen today.
At GetEco.com.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid-off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid-off. NMLS 696891.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. Feel great, Columbus.com. The Fan.
Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up 1 hour from now, AJ Hockey is going to join the program, but for now, the main event at 7:35 every Friday.
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
And Austin is brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss as we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Happy Friday, Commish. What do you got planned this weekend? Little event going on?
Absolutely. Got a match tomorrow morning at Deer Ridge. Couldn't get you to play in it for some reason. Claiming that you had to work on a holiday weekend. It was the worst to hear that news. because I needed you to go take down Brian and Paul. Sunday, going to be a fantastic day with Monaco and the strawberry jam going on at Land Grant. So, one event spilling into the other. And then on Monday, instead of taking all of Memorial Day for reflection, I will be filling in on Bishop and Friends. So that's what we've got for the next 3 days.
That sounds pretty good, man. I'm pretty jealous you're playing Deer Ridge. That should be fun. Yeah, unfortunately, someone scheduled me to do Tee to Green, and that person being me, like 10 weeks ago. So I only have to.
Imagine wanting to talk about golf instead of playing golf.
You know what? Inside radio here. I'm just gonna pre-record the show, and I'll join you on the first tee box tomorrow. So
I thought that show was pre-recorded.
No, it's a live show.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, you can pre-record it. It's just an hour. You'll be fine.
By the way, Austin, I was listening to you on Rothman Ice yesterday.
Way to get out of your silo, Bob.
Yeah, you guys had Dan Sullivan on. Did he announce the Scotty Scheffler appearance on your show?
That was live on 97.1 The Fan. Breaking news announcement coming in, and it was cool because, obviously they had that news. They were ready to release that to the world that Scotty Scheffler was coming officially to the signature event at Muirfield Village in 2 weeks. But they held off. Rothman reached out to Dan Sullivan. Hey, why don't you just make that news public live on local radio? And they held off. Their social media team waited until Dan said it on the air. And you could see that on the 97.1 The Fan YouTube channel as well if you wanted to get your news that way. But, yeah, they held off, and Dan made that announcement about the new additions to the field that are coming in a couple weeks.
Did Dan talk about how he was working with Shawnee Hills Police to ensure that none of them would get drug into Muirfield?
I don't think that Dan wanted to, but I asked him, did what happened last week at Valhalla, did you have to get together and, offer some reminders to your team, your security about, traffic flow and courtesy cars and all that? He's like, we've never had issues like that. There's also, multiple ways in to the village as opposed to one road in and out of Valhalla, which appeared to be a pretty big issue for them last week, and probably why they will never get a PGA championship again. So I did ask him about the logistics and how they've managed that in the past. They've not had issues like it. They don't anticipate having any in a couple of weeks either. Which all of us have been out there numerous times. They do a fantastic job. There's already, I noticed 2 days ago, driving down Sawmill, that you could already see signs pointing to the parking lots and, areas that you can go to get set up at Bridge Park. They're already prepared for it, and maybe Valhalla should take some notes.
Was there any effort? I know that because you guys were speculating who it could be, and I think you were right on saying, granted the fact that Xander just won the PGA, but was he big enough to have the looking eyes emoji warrant that? It was either going to be Scheffler or Tiger Woods, y'all, would be the two potential announcements. Did Dan say that they were trying to maybe put Tiger and Scotty together? They're trying to convince them to maybe be the Convict Club, and you could get that side-by-side mugshots on shirts?
Well, interestingly enough, I don't think that Tiger is qualified for the event.
There's always exemptions.
He's a multiple-time champion. If he wants to play here, 5-time champion, he'll play.
I understand, and I'm not arguing that point. If Tiger asks for an exemption in any event, he's going to get it. I certainly understand that. But based on the way that they're doing the signature events now, he would be taking food off of someone else's plate.
Oh, come on, Austin. He'd be done on Friday at 5. He's not taking money from anybody.
He's supposed to be growing the game. And with these, certain number of spots in the limited fields, his world ranking, he's not in position to play these events. And I don't think that he wants to either, because the body won't withstand.
Austin, it's 2 days.
It's not 2 days because he's got the following week. That's the part that I think would be, he can't do it anymore. We've all seen it. It's unfortunate. I don't want to talk about it in this way. I wish we could go back in time and see 24-year-old Tiger again, because it was one of the coolest things to watch at his peak. But those days are long gone, and he can't do it 2 weeks in a row, let alone 2 days. You pick him to shoot the over on day 2 like I did, make a lot of money on the second round of the PGA. Like, by Friday afternoon, he's cooked, and that's not fun.
He's Austin Ward with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Before we get into this house settlement, Austin, are you going to join us live on Friday morning out at the Memorial Tournament when we broadcast live by the clubhouse?
Yeah. Is this an invitation? Or
yeah, open standing invitation. You can do the whole show with us if you want. Show up whenever you want to.
TBD.
All right, TBD. We'll call you anyways. We'll see how you're feeling Thursday
They'll have
night.
Transfusions out there for you, ready to rock.
Yep.
They usually, what's your buddy, the head chef?
Chef Steven?
Chef Steven. He does a fantastic job, Austin. You'll that crackling bacon sound that you always hear, the Bacon 180, it'll be right there waiting for you.
Here's one of the issues that I found, Bob, is that I'm actually down 55 pounds, and my tolerance is not what it used to be. This is an adjustment period for me.
See,
what I'm hearing is you've gone soft.
That is one thing they don't address in Awaken 180, that you have to be able to maintain your normal drinking pace while you're losing all that weight. And so that's an effort thing and a toughness thing, I think.
I'm working through it. I've got a liquid IV going right now.
All right, so the house settlement came down yesterday, Austin, like $2.77 something billion going back. Just your thoughts on what was a pretty historic day kind of in the landscape of college sports.
Excited for Bob because they're trying to repay some of these athletes from the past. So I'm sure that he's going to get a nice little check coming. No, all right.
It's 16 and beyond. And Michael Bennett didn't qualify either. He's going to be salty.
I know. I feel bad for both of you guys and everybody else that deserved something that everyone can now acknowledge should have been happening all along for athletes. It's an interesting deal. I know that I saw a few people talking about it yesterday. Oh, well, now it's done. It's official. Like, schools are paying players. It's not going to go into effect immediately. I think, Bob and I were talking about this early in the week. It sounds like 2025, they'll be able to start doing this and start working on what amounts to being a salary cap in college football. But they still have to work out how this impacts Title IX considerations, how you're going to fund it, how much is going to one program compared to another. We all know that football is the primary driver, and it's the one that really pushed this across the finish line, and it's the one that needs it. It's the revenue producing sport. But it is finally, officially, definitively, openly a commitment from college athletics, college universities to pay these athletes and do it directly. So now you have to figure out how exactly that's going to work. And this will take probably months to sort out in courts and with what federal oversight is going to be involved and state by state and all that. It's way above my pay grade, but I do think it is a monumental day in terms of actually getting to that point where they're saying publicly, yeah, we got to pay players.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the strawberry jam. Enjoy Monaco. Enjoy the golf. Enjoy everything, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
I will. Have a great weekend, guys.
There you go. So Austin Ward with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
And pool season is here. I was hanging out last night, so it's time to go see my people over at Affinity Whole Health. They're the leaders in the testosterone and hormone replacement therapy game. And they're not just here to optimize your testosterone levels. Well, they're also here for weight loss. That's right. Affinity, they can help you lose weight and alleviate the symptoms that come with low T. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to their testosterone treatments, so you can say goodbye to low energy and low libido and say hello to weight loss and muscle gain. How does that sound? Go shirtless down Bourbon Street, shirtless at the pool, shirtless wherever you want, as long as they'll serve you just like I do. So really enjoy it and go talk to my friends at Affinity. Go to feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
We'll let you know what has us juice next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. No crashes to let you know about right now across our interstates. We are watching some busy activity over there on the southeast side on 33 and on 71 coming into downtown Columbus. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING. This is Attorney Robert Scherger, and I want you to remember one thing. We're the legal army that goes to war for you. Call us now at 877-WAR-FOR-YOU. It's time to know your rights and get the results you deserve. WarForYou.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low prices, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
O'Reilly. You need parts? O'Reilly Auto Parts has parts. Need them fast? We've got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When it comes to getting a new roof, are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Whether residential or commercial, Schottenstein Roofing meets the needs of every customer. From roof installation and repair to siding and gutters, you name it, we do it. Call Schottenstein Roofing, 614-321-8888 to schedule your free inspection today. Go to SchottensteinRoofing.com.
If you're obsessed with fantasy sports and gambling things, we have the slightly above average radio show for you. On the Money with Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Sunday morning at 9 on The Fan.
Safe Auto Insurance is now Direct Auto Insurance. What's the difference? Basically, the name. Direct Auto offers savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, just like you're used to, which means you never have to make trade-offs when it comes to paying for car insurance. So don't even think about carpooling to work with Talkative Ted. It's time to stop compromising and keep driving with Direct Auto. Get a free quote at directauto.com or call 1-877-GO-DIRECT. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. If you have open roles, chances are you're feeling this too. That's why you need Robert Half. Our specialized recruiting professionals engage with our proprietary AI to connect businesses of all sizes with highly skilled talent in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, look for lots of sunshine with a high of 83. Saturday, look for clouds and showers with a high of 82. Sunday will be the stormiest day out of the 3-day holiday weekend. Expect clouds and showers, high 84. And then on Monday, expect a few showers in the morning, followed by afternoon sunshine, highs 78.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Beamer is tweeting about Formula One.
Oh, hells yes.
Bobby is tweeting Rick Springfield concert video. Both are a cry for help.
This is one twisted mother.
This is Morning Juice.
We here on The Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole, healthy leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them online at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Bob, little Friday, leading right into Memorial Day weekend. What's got you juiced, buddy?
Oh, boy. The weather was supposed to be bad. And you know what? There's still going to be some elements of this weekend being that aren't going to be great. But you know what? It's looking pretty darn good. Sunday's going to be a little rough, but Saturday, tomorrow should be nice. Today's going to be pretty nice. Mm-hmm. Yesterday was pretty nice. Kids just got out of school. It's the first official day of summer for our kids, so they're excited running around. There's a bunch of girls sleeping in our basement last night, so sleepovers and everything else that are going to be happening. So very excited for all that. Talking about the Memorial tournaments gets me excited. That's like the unofficial start to summer, but it's been nice here for a while. And I don't like it that they pushed it back because we always call it the unofficial start of summer.
No, it's a week back.
Yeah, you're pushing that week back. I would have been happier if you'd have pushed it a week forward.
I was so messed up. Like,
I know.
Okay, we got Memorial Tournament coming up next week. No, wait, it's now the week after that.
The week after, it's not. I was thinking that, it was going to be this, whatever, and it's not. So, yeah, I was trying to plan stuff logistically for next week, and I'm like, I've got 2 weeks to do this, so I've got a little time. That's got me juiced up. Pretty excited about all of that. Excited for this weekend. Excited to be working Monday to commemorate all of those who have given their lives for our country. So, Beam, you're going to be out. That off will be in. Shark will be here, dressed in, I don't know what flag you'll come in. Maybe the maple leaf, maybe the hammer and scythe, maybe the American, hopefully. I mean, we'll see how that goes. I'm not really positive as to that. And then also we have this, Mr. Miguel Mendoza.
There's this analogy, it's my favorite analogy of all time, by Les Brown. It's about an ancient Chinese bamboo tree. And the process, remember that word, process, to growing this tree was just insane. So obviously you plant it in the soil, you water and fertilize it, but you have to water and fertilize it every single day. You miss one day, it dies in the ground. Now, here's what's crazy, is that nothing grows from the surface for 5 years. So you're watering something, you're working towards something, and you cannot visibly see the fruits of your labor. You guys ever been there? I'm putting in so much work, I'm doing everything right, but I'm not seeing the results I want to see. So what do most of us do? Many of us give up. Here's what's incredible, is that on that 5th year of watering this tree, it only takes 9 weeks to grow 90 feet tall. Here's a question that we have to ask ourselves is, did it take 9 weeks to grow this tree? Or 5 years and 9 weeks to grow this tree? Answer's obvious, right? It took 5 years plus those 9 weeks. Everybody saw the 9 weeks. Everybody sees the blow up. Everybody can see that, but what they don't see is the underground work. The working while everybody else is wasting time. The believing, even when you go through failure and failure and failure. Even when people give up on you, even the people who you're doing it for, can you still water that dream? Can you still water that goal?
How about that? Get you juiced up going to the Memorial Day weekend. The work that's done underneath the surface takes a long time. Shark, it takes a long time to get the #1 rated morning show in Columbus, Ohio. Maybe not quite 5 years, but it took almost 4. But there we are. What Schlei's got to say?
I get so upset when my passwords don't automatically go into my app so I could pay for, Chipotle or whatever the case may be. And I have to, put in, I forgot password, and then it resends it to me. And then the passwords that are on my computer, because I use it every single day, are the ones that are up to date, but yet they're not up to date on my phone or my iPad. I just suck.
I just suck.
I always know that's coming at the end. It always catches me off guard.
He didn't know how to end that.
The point of the story is there is no point to the story.
I am feeling really, really old. Not that you guys don't remind me every day how old I am, but on Sunday, my youngest, my baby, Megan, she turns 30. I can't believe she's hitting the big 3-0.
She's got a kid.
She does.
Did that not make you feel old?
Yeah, but I had a kid at 18, so she's got one at 30. Anyway, we are having a big party for her tomorrow. We're going to do it. We were going to do it at Pinn's, but then they decided, let's just do it at our house. So big cookout.
At your house or hers?
No, hers. And we're doing Olympic games.
Nice. Oh, perfect.
For her
the
birthday.
Beer Olympics.
Yeah, we have been split into 4 teams, and I'm on the black team, along with my wife and my son and daughter-in-law and some other people. So, it's going to be a big day at Megan's house.
This is going to be great.
Yes.
Flip cup, beer pong.
Us old people are going to show them
quarters.
How to. She doesn't. She won't tell me what the events are. I have a hunch.
Well, I mean, that's an advantage. That's an advantage to their team. If they know what the events are, how are you expected to train for it?
Guessing we're going to play a little cornhole. I'm assuming we are. Stuff like that. Anyway, if you missed our first segment today, and why did you? This Date in History is our best segment of the day. We pretty much shoot our wad in the first 15 minutes of the show. But our man, Tommy Chong, the famous Tommy Chong from Up in Smoke with Cheech and Chong, he is 86 today. And, you know, when Tommy does stand-up comedy, he pretty much talks about his smoking habit.
Everybody's worried about driving when you're stoned. No, not going to hurt anybody going 5 miles an hour, no. But you do get paranoid at the wrong time. You know, like one time I got pulled over by a caution light. I sat there for a long time, man. Had my license out, waiting. Finally, I forgot why I was sitting there, you know. Well, as long as I'm here, might as well fire one up. The other worry is kids, you know. They're always worried about kids. And the other day I was on my roof smoking, and I felt somebody looking at me, and I looked down, and there's my little grandson looking at me. And he goes, "What are you doing, Grandpa?" That cute little voice. And I don't know why I said it, but I said, "F*** off."
Terrible. Is that you to your kids, Shark?
That's Shark to Jude, don't call me Julian.
Happy 86th birthday. Let's hope he lives another 86, Beam.
Yeah, that's got me fired up. That was really good at the beginning of the show. It was even better as we approach the 8 o'clock hour here. It's got me fired up. Had a little celebratory night out on the town last night. So that was pretty cool. Went down kind of where our old building was at, down in the brewery district. Went to Agni, which was great. Chef Avishar was there, and he owns the restaurant. He's the owner of that. He's the owner of Joya's up in Worthington as well. And I think just to tell you, how many hours he's putting in, we got to talking to him a little bit. Super nice guy. Wish him all the best and success. So we didn't have dinner there. It's like a 5-course tasting menu, but we just stopped in for drinks before we went to Chapman's for dinner. And he's behind the bar, and we asked him, we're like, "Chef, what are you doing back here?" He's like, "Well, just being bar back." So I don't know if someone didn't show up, but I mean, here he is, chef, owner of a restaurant, been on Top Chef, like pretty world-renowned chef that we have here in Columbus, and he's back there like washing glasses and doing everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. Great place to go if you're looking for a nice night out for the dinner. So got to get back there, do the tasting menu at some time. That was really good. And then we went to Chapman's for dinner last night, and it was one of the better meals I've had in a while. We had this like miso, glazed halibut, Bob. It was terrific. Like, it was pretty stunning. So
nice.
Yeah, I was super pumped about that. I got done with the meal. I'm like, that's one of the better things I've had in a long time. So that was
a good miso glaze.
Oh, it was so good. So that's got me fired up. And a big congrats to all the kids who made it through another school year, and a big congrats to the teachers that also made it through another school year. So that had me fired up here, getting into a Friday. It was a massive day yesterday in the history of college sports. That and the re-rack coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. No crashes to let you know about right now across our interstates. We are watching some busy activity over there on the southeast side on 33 and on 71 coming into downtown Columbus. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Let us explain. If you buy a diamond at Diamonds Direct today and decide in the future you want to upgrade to a larger diamond, Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. For example, let's say you bought her a $5,000 diamond last year, but now she wants to upgrade to a $6,000 diamond. Diamonds Direct will give you $5,500 toward the new one. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Whether that first diamond was $3,000 or $30,000, you get 10% more. Who else does this? And unlike other stores who claim to offer diamond upgrades, at Diamonds Direct, there's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Come and discover real value and buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Want a great choice with great value? It's great to drive Honda and save thousands with low 1.9% financing. All your favorite Honda models are in stock. Save big on a great selection of cars, SUVs, and trucks, like the new 2024 Honda Ridgeline, now with low 1.9% financing. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 7/8/24.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
We all know breakfast is an important part of your day, but sometimes when you're traveling for business, you end up staying at a hotel that doesn't offer any. You know what happens? You grab a cup of coffee and skip the meal entirely. We've all been there. But if you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you can enjoy their free Bright Side breakfast featuring delicious baked goods, fruit, eggs, yogurt, and waffles. And really, who doesn't want to start their day with a fresh, hot waffle? Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at lq.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark at the Big Ten Baseball Tournament in Omaha. 7th-seeded Ohio State fell to 3rd-seeded Indiana 14-7 in the winners bracket semifinals. The Buckeyes now take on 2nd-seeded Nebraska in a losers bracket elimination game this afternoon. The Reds got a 2-run homer from Nick Martini in the 6th to tie the Padres at 4-4. But in the top of the 10th, Fernando Tatis Jr.'s RBI double gave the Padres the lead, and they went on to beat Cincinnati 6-4. The Cleveland Cavaliers have fired head coach J.B. Bickerstaff despite leading the team to their first playoff series victory in 6 years. Bickerstaff's record in Cleveland was 170 and 159 in the regular season, but 143 and 103 in the past 3 seasons. In the NBA playoffs, Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Jaylen Brown scored 40 points as the Celtics beat the Pacers 126-110 in Boston to go up 2-0 in this series. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour number 3 of the program for us on a Friday. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here, 8:35, we will check in with our great friend, AJ Hawk. Rumor has it he was waiting at the Ruckmore last week for you, and you just never showed up.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
There's a myriad of different ways you can watch and or listen to us. You can always listen to the stream live, whether that's on the app, whether that is on our website. I think we're on iHeart for the stream as well. You can listen to our podcast after the program is over if you missed anything. And we're new to YouTube, our live stream on YouTube. All you need to do, type in 97.1 in the search bar, hit the subscribe button, and all of our shows are live. So we got the chat popping off as well this morning. Great stuff happening over there. Last night, NBA playoffs, Celtics 126, Pacers 110, 2-0 series advantage now to Boston. Sharky just mentioned there in the update, Jaylen Brown going for 40 last night. They were going to be tough to beat always once at home. The second one that they got...
They beat them. They just gave it away in game 1.
Yeah, for sure, man. So that's a 2-0 series advantage. Now we'll head back to Indianapolis. Coming up over the weekend, Mavs of the Wolves game number 2 tonight. Mavs with 1-0 series advantage. That's at 8:30. Dramatic game last night in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Oilers 3, Stars 2, double overtime finish. And that one, McDavid with the game-winning goal in double overtime. Panthers at the Rangers game number 2 tonight at 8 o'clock. Buckeye baseball lost yesterday to Indiana 14-7. They will play Nebraska at 3 o'clock today. That game is going to be over on ESPN Columbus. And if you're asking yourself, what is ESPN Columbus? Oh, that is our AM channel, 1460 AM. Ooh. Or if you have a new radio in your car, that is HD2. So Matty Andrews is going to be on the call for that game coming up here at 2:55 a little bit later on this afternoon. Crew in Orlando tomorrow. Good week for the Crew. It's been midweek game last week against Montreal. You took down Chicago in their place. So 6 points in your last 3 games. They're 3 points ahead of where they were at last year. You have Orlando this week in MLS. And then next week, Bob, 8 days away from now is the big one. That's down
8 days a week?
8 days a week. That is
Nice
down
way to fire
in
that
Pachuca for the CONCACAF Champions Cup final.
Cuckoo Pachuca?
Cuckoo Pachuca. That's right. So we got
That's
8 days for that. 8 days to wait. Can't wait for that, man. It's going to be awesome. It's a great day of soccer because you got UEFA Champions League final next Saturday in like the middle of the afternoon. And then you have CONCACAF Champions Cup final later on that night. So that'll be pretty good. You got anything going on this weekend? I'm working Tee to Green tomorrow for Skip.
You know what? I've got a pretty clean slate. I'm going to record. We always shoot my YouTube show, the Bobby Carpenter Show, with it's usually with Schlegs, but just Josh Perry's been filling in. So we usually do that sometime during the weekend. I think we're going to have Jack Sawyer on this weekend. We're going to get someone lined up to come in the studio next week, being for us too. Yeah, so work on that. But really don't have a whole lot of anything. So that's pretty exciting. I mean, I'm working on Monday, so I got that going for me. But there's literally nothing in my calendar for tomorrow.
Isn't that a great feeling?
I mean, the best thing is, Sunday, I'll be, Courtney Heights, May 26th. That will be the official 20-year date anniversary of Courtney. So
you're not going to Champs, though, because that's closed, right?
It's closed, and the Capitol Grill that they're putting there in its place isn't open. There's like 2 or 3 Champs open throughout the country. There's one open, I think, up in like around Buffalo, like northern New York. I want to say there's one
trip.
I had considered doing that, but it seemed a little excessive.
There's
and
one in
expensive.
Indy.
There's one in Indy. I thought about doing that too. And there's one like in Michigan, I want to say, like up near Grand Rapids, somewhere around there. I've researched it, Beam. I looked it up probably 3 or 4 months ago because I was trying to figure out what we do. Because last year, I think, was it open last year? Was that the last year Champs was open?
I don't remember.
Maybe that was 2 years ago. But we went in there was no one in there.
Really?
Yeah. Now, granted, it was like the middle of the day or whatever, but I mean, that was, and it's sad. The building is still there. So I was like, in the future, we'll just go to the Capitol Grill, which is going to be put in there right by the Lennox. But it's funny, like, I've told people that, and my kids are like, oh, there's a Champs right there like that. That's not very nice.
Buddy, it was 20 years ago.
And then someone else was like, oh, that's high society. I'm like, Champs? Like, really? I was like, it was kind of like a nicer sports bar.
Elevated sports bar cuisine.
Yes, American cuisine. Yeah. I tried to find a place that I was like, hey, this is nice, but I'm not trying to be a tchotchball and be like, let's go to, like one of Cameron Spots or a Hyde Park, or Mitchell's, like downtown. I didn't want to do that on like the opening date. It's kind of weird. So I think I would.
You can only go down from there.
Exactly. Like I didn't want to look like I was trying too hard. Like that was the impetus of it.
Did she have to pay for that meal?
No, my wallet was in the car.
Okay. That's
but
right.
I recognized this, and so I had to make a decision. I go to take her. I actually still have the shirt that I wore on our first date, the Abercrombie cargo khaki shorts. They've been since like shredded. They couldn't make it. They made a good run. I mean, I had those things for about 15 or 16 years, but probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I had to cut them loose. They were just ripped apart, and they were like, the crotch was completely gone. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, there's benefits.
Sounds like a great time.
That's what I'm saying. There's positives and negatives of that, but that's more so for after the dinner than before. But looking at that, I saw the shirt, but I was sitting there. I invited her. First of all, I go to pick her up. She lives like a block from me. I didn't even realize that at the time. Okay. I lived on 13th. She lived on 14th. So I go pick her up. I'm missing out the front right hubcap on my car because I had hit the curb and popped
What make and model were we working with?
I love to say it was a 2001 Dodge Stratus.
Yeah.
I drive a Dodge Stratus. And Courtney's like, I thought you would for sure be in a truck. I'm like, well, I drove a truck in high school, but they're not very practical to have in college.
No. Or in Columbus in general.
To park on those one-way streets on East Campus, like that was
like Ryan Johansson and double slab his Lambo on Chit.
100%.
I've seen that before in person.
No one needs to see that. So I picked her up. I tried to pull up enough to where like she was walking between the cars, she wouldn't see the fact that I was missing the hubcap. So I wanted to shield that. And so, I drove around the block to make sure that she wouldn't have to walk around the car and I could kind of shield it and she could come around from there. Yeah. So I did that, pick her up, go to Champs. I think we had dinner at 7. Like what's the normal time to have dinner? 7. We go there and eat. We're having dinner and it's probably 5 minutes in. I realized like we ordered the waters and then we had to drink. You know what? We ordered waters. I was thinking about getting a beer, which I had an identification that
may or may not have been legal.
Yes, but it said that I was 21, even though that my birthday wasn't until August. And so I went to get my wallet out, and I was like, oh gosh, I was like, I didn't have it. And so the question was then, do I wait till the end when the bill comes, which then it's just awkward, or I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull ripcord right now.
Eat the frog.
Eat the frog. Hey, I left my wallet in the car. I know sounds like a ridiculous story. It's actually in there in my console. Let me go out and get it. So I jog out. And it was like, you know, that whole side. And so I didn't want to be gone very long. So she watched me like jog out there and jog back. So that whole side was windows. Come back in, you know. I got chicken parmesan. I'm trying to think what she got. Can't remember exactly. Probably the chicken ranch wrap, which is one of her favorites, Southwest chicken wrap or whatever they had, one of her favorites. But then I go to take her home and it's light outside. It was so bizarre because it's light till like 9:30.
9 basically.
And then we had dinner for like an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. So I called my buddy's girlfriend at the time, now his wife, and he's like, how'd it go? Everything we're talking. She's like, well, did you take her home already? I'm like, yeah. Dinner was over. She's like, but it's light outside. I'm like, what did you want me to do? She's like, I don't know, go to a bar, get a drink. I'm like, I don't know how to do
walk, something.
Yeah, this was like my first adult like date situation, like real date, taking someone out that I did not know at all. And there was at that point when she realized I was not, she thought I was a year older than I actually was. And if the day wouldn't have went so well, she probably wouldn't even have gone on a second one with me because she was graduating and I was only going to be a junior. Wasn't even going to be a senior yet. So 20 years.
Congrats to you. That's awesome, man. I'm trying to think. Meredith and I know our first date was prom because we were both nerds, didn't have anybody to go with. My best friend at the time was dating her best friend. So they were going together. They were going to go by themselves, but they weren't dating. So they were just going, and they didn't want to go by themselves. So they had asked, like me, they're like, hey, Brandon, do you want to go with Meredith? I'm like, yeah, I know Meredith. We had a typing class like our freshman year together.
Oh, yeah.
And so I remember we went out to, it wasn't Brio. We went to Brio for like a big like prom.
Now they have Bravo right beside Champs. It used to be the old Don Pablo's.
That's right.
That might be where we'll end up going then.
And so I just remember going out to dinner, and it was funny because my buddy had a big crush on his date. I was like, yeah, you know, maybe we'll become boyfriend and girlfriend after this. Like we're juniors in high school. And I was like, yeah, it would be funny if you guys like don't work out and Meredith and I end up like getting married. I'll never forget that conversation that we had with him. Like fast forward now. And that's where we're at. Shark, do you remember your first date? I think the first date Meredith and I had like one-on-one actually was at Chipotle. Like we
perfect.
She initially said, because I asked her, I was like, hey, would you like to make this thing official? I think we had a pretty good time. Like, would you like to continue to go out with me? She's like, nah, I'm too busy. I'm like, all right. Way to shoot down my confidence. Like that was a pretty good situation. Then she came back a couple hours later. She's like, you know what? Let's give this thing a go. Let's give this thing a hurl. So that was our first date. We went to Chipotle. Do you have yours?
Star Wars.
Yes, my first date with Jan was a blind date, and we went to Florida.
Blindfolded date?
No, we weren't blindfolded. It was a blind date. My best friend set me up, and we went to Flo and Eddie's, which was a barbecue joint up corner of Bethel and Sawmill.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then we went to see Cole.
You guys, a lot of your life centers around the corner of Bethel and Sawmill, Shark.
We went to see Cole. And
was she working up there at the time?
No.
Oh, okay.
And that was a musical about Cole Porter downtown. And then we went to Rocky's.
Jeez, nice night.
Afterwards at the corner of Bethel and Sawmill. Do you remember Rocky's, Bob?
Yeah.
And it was where Columbus Gold is now.
Yeah.
And
all of this fits together.
It really does.
So that was a good. And then I took her home and I stayed at her place and we talked all night.
Wow, look at you guys.
At about 9 o'clock in the morning, I said, I got to go. I got the kids today.
And then she said, what kids? You never mentioned that.
No, she knew about the kids.
The house.
9 o'clock. What'd you do? Weren't you supposed to be at work at 2 o'clock?
All night. No, this was on a Saturday, Bob.
The house settlement was agreed to yesterday. Here's Ross Dellinger has a great kind of Twitter thread on this, Bob, and all the changes that are incoming. A thread on NCAA's historic 10-year settlement agreement that's going to pay back damages of $2.8 billion, at least $15 billion in rev share, and reshape the governance of enforcement scholarship structure of major college athletics. Back damages, $2.776 billion over 10 years. 40% is coming from the NCAA, 60% are coming from the institutions. The 15 to 25,000 D1 athletes who played from 2016 to 2020 are going to be kind of the centerpiece of this in the back damages. The allocation formula for this, which is the most stunning part, estimated 90% will go to P5 football and men's basketball players. Around 6,000 athletes are going to share in the 90 percentile. 6,000 athletes are going to share in the $2.776 billion payout. That's a hefty chunk of change that they're going to be getting.
Well, I mean, I don't know how that's going to all be parceled out. Let me see here if we can do some math. You know what, Beam? We'll get back to that. We'll get back. We'll do the math on what that's going to be on like an average per player basis.
We'll do the math on that. Maybe Meredith will have to call in and help us with that. And then also the Big Ten released its Friday night slate, and it's awesome because the Buckeyes are in it. That's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, no crashes on the map to let you know about, but we are tracking busy traffic on 33 out in the Plain City area and on I-71 as you meet Polaris. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at and make this a summer to share and save. With a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte, each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
For roof leaks and roof replacements, call Legacy Roofing Services, Central Ohio's commercial roofing leader. Legacy Roofing Services, ranked in the top 100 roofers in America. Call Legacy today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
Extend the life of your engine with regular oil changes and save at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, pick up 5 quarts of O'Reilly full synthetic motor oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $31.99. Or upgrade to a MicroGuard Select filter for just $2 more. Limit supply, available in-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hot under the collar? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix that fast. 1-800-COOLING.
The Buckeye Show.
You wonder how there's ever a year where there's not at least one first-round pick. It feels easy, but it's not that easy. Definitely. It's like golf, you know? It's not that easy.
The Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by Schottenstein Roofing and Care Source.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
There's a little slice of heaven in a country road's escape. Pure perfection in the form of uncrowded nature. Over 1.5 million acres of parks and public lands. From mountain biking to stargazing. Churning white water to quiet trout streams far off the grid. Almost heaven is down to earth in West Virginia. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
This offer is only available at Reichert Ford. 0% financing for 72 months on every 2023 Ford F-150 in stock. Take advantage of Reichert's rate before it's too late. Lock in your 0% rate and take a new truck home today. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
See dealer for details. N6324.
Exclusively at Reichert Ford. 0% for 72 months is now available on every new 23 F-150 in stock. Hundreds of trucks at ReichertFord.com. We're dealing. Save more this Memorial Day weekend. Only at Reichert. We're dealing.
Low Fiber Business is now in Ohio, and your business is our priority. Low Fiber delivers reliably fast, custom, and prepackaged internet plans to meet the growing needs of your business. And our dependable 24/7 personal support means your business stays connected. Low Fiber is here, and we mean business. Find out more at 833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today. Glow Fiber Business is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Heading out the door today, we're looking at temperatures around 70. It should be a nice travel day today with a high of 83. Saturday, expect a few pop-up storms, high 82. Sunday, expect some widespread rain with a few isolated storms, high 84. And then on Monday, expect clouds in the morning, increasing sunshine by the afternoon with a high of 78. I'm Doppler 10 meteorologist Dylan Robichaud on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
All right, take a step back. We did the maths.
That's pretty nice. So on average, that NCAA settlement, the $2.776 billion, it's going to be from players who from 16 to
20-ish.
20-ish. It encompasses 6,000 players. It's about $460,000 per player.
Yeah, and so
6,000 divided.
When they said it's 90% of that is going to that, so then you would just lop off 10%. That's another $46,000 off the top of that. So you're talking like $420 a pop.
Yeah,
like $415, $420 a pop for these athletes.
So there you go, man.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I got a check for $1,400 from the Ed O'Bannon case. I felt pretty good about that.
How would you feel if you just got slapped with a $420,000 check?
It feels like I'd have to be working here for a decade to earn that much.
Probably more.
I mean, that's pretty darn good.
They pay you to work here?
A little bit.
We fixed the glitch.
Exactly.
Payroll.
Exactly. But good for those guys. Good for those guys. And then Shark also brought up they're making another Beverly Hills Cop. I saw that yesterday.
I don't need it.
What's it called, Shark? It's like Beverly Hills Cop. It's like a letter AQ or A.
I don't know. It looks like Axel Foley's back, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
It looked like Kevin Bacon was in it.
Of course.
Beverly Hills Cop 4. Axel F.
Axel F. Yeah. There you go. I mean, it's the movie you didn't know you needed, and maybe you don't.
I don't think you do.
Just like Coming to America 2.
I don't know how you redo Coming to America 2. Like, that's too much. You saw that. I did not, and I couldn't see it after you said it was atrocious.
Oh, it was awful.
Like one of the worst movies that you've seen, awful?
Absolutely.
Really? That bad? So I shouldn't watch that tonight?
Well, you haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen Coming to America 2.
You said it was so bad.
It's been out for a couple of years.
But I'm not going to waste my time is too valuable to waste it. If
I don't even know where you see it anymore.
You stream anything.
It came out on Prime.
It's still on Prime.
It's still on Prime then, probably.
I don't know.
Or Netflix. Somewhere has it. I mean, I'll go to my phone. Listen, if I'm going to turn on a drunken movie at 10:45 or 11 o'clock.
Eastern Promises.
I need to make sure that this has the staying power to get me to the finish line.
It's on Prime.
Yeah.
It's on Prime.
You're already paying for it, Shark. Watch it again.
No.
You need to watch There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, that's good.
Or There Shall Be Blood. There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, it's a slow trudge, but the payoff pitch at the end is remarkable.
What did I tell you that you need to watch that you hadn't seen yet?
I don't know.
It was, Legends of the Fall.
Yeah, Legends of the Fall. Maybe I'll do that this weekend.
It's a longer one. You might want to break it up. It's not crazy long.
I think it's like 2 hours and 13
It's really
minutes.
good. That way you can get an appreciation of Bo Bishop and where he grew up. I told him, I said, everything I know about Montana before Yellowstone came out was derived from A River Runs Through It and Legends of the Fall.
I like A River Runs Through It.
That's different than that. Also, Brad Pitt in both, by the way.
Yep.
I go, it's very different, but he goes, it pretty much hits the nail on the head. It gets you everything you need in those two movies. I said, okay. Well, then I'm a Montanian. A Montanite? I don't know.
Montanan.
Montanite? I'm a Montanan at that point.
Is the Napoleon movie streaming anywhere? I wanted to see that when it came out.
I haven't seen that yet. I also haven't seen the Tears of the Flower Moon yet.
I haven't seen that one either. I knew that came out on Apple. Like that was an Apple TV exclusive because they released it in theaters. I don't know. When it came out, you could either go to the movie theater and watch it, or you could just purchase it on Apple for like $20 to rent it, which wasn't too bad.
Oh, I need to watch The Irishman too.
Napoleon is on Apple TV.
Gosh.
You can buy it on YouTube or Amazon Prime for $20.
That's what I want. I might as well get Apple TV at that point. Apple Plus.
Yeah, because it's on the subscription for free.
No doubt. I don't want any more subscriptions. However, this was a monumental day for us. We canceled our AT&T.
Did you?
Yeah. It was
Whoa!
big.
No more cable, straight to the YouTube, huh?
We've got YouTube TV now.
Right.
We've had it for a while. We've been like double paying here for like the last 6 months. And I told her, let's just see how it goes, how much we really do we need it. And it's been a long time. And I was like, all right, like let's do it. It's time. Cancel it. And the best part was she got the news we didn't have to return our boxes because they're going away with that. Like AT&T wants to have their own app moving forward. And so they're like, don't bring the boxes back. So I said, you can smash them, let the kids shoot them with a BB gun, whatever you want to do. Throw them at the rabbits as they try to eat our flowers you just planted.
Like the fax machine in Office Space. Go out there with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
That's
you film that. Put that on YouTube on your channel.
It said you can recycle them on your, you return, and they're like, no, please. What did it say? It was great. They're like, we're going to send you an email, Court. Sent me this. What did it say? No need to return your equipment. Recycle it.
Nah.
We received a request to cancel your service. There's no need to return your equipment.
Shark, do you think you'll ever go away from the cable?
Probably at some point I'm going to have
They're going to do away with it.
They're going to do away with it.
That's what the people at AT&T were having issues with the boxes, and they're like, they're trying to get everybody to the app that they're going to launch here soon anyway. They're not really wanting people to do this anymore. I'm like, okay, well, that's going to encourage me to find another method then.
The best part about the upcoming football schedule is that you have Friday night games in the Big Ten because that was part of the new agreement. So the Big Ten's going to go Friday nights on Fox.
Friday nights are for high school.
I agree with that, and you and I have talked about that for a long time.
Talked to Ross and Ryan because they're going to try to jam Ohio State.
They will.
No, they won't. I'm going to tell them no. You say, we're not playing.
We're not doing it.
We're not going to do it.
We object.
Michigan said they weren't going to do it. Why would we do it?
So they're not doing it this year. September 13th, beginning of the year, Kansas State against Arizona at 8 p.m.
It's perfect. That
is a
post-dinner drunken watch for me on a Friday night.
Illinois, Nebraska, September 20th.
Sounds good.
Yep, that's good with me.
A Rule Bielema matchup.
How about Washington and Rutgers, week 3 at 8
Isn't there a Rutgers USC in there?
I'm going to get to that.
Chop Sardegas, that's what I needed. I come back, watching it. If there's moderate entertainment to it, I stay with it. If not, I turn it off and watch something else.
Oregon, Michigan State's on there. Maryland, Northwestern. Like all these games are like, Friday night.
The games that are not of consequence, I have no problem putting them on there where no one cares.
Oregon's got a couple of Friday night games on their slate. Here's
because
the one.
Friday night games make sense kind of for them because they're Friday matinees.
Yeah, but they're on the Purdue game is a 5 p.m. local kick for them. But but
it's on the West Coast. They won't. How about this, Shark? They won't start a World Series game before 9:27 because they say the West Coast, even though it's between the Yankees and Marlins. But they'll start a game that features Oregon with a 5 p.m. local kick on a Friday night.
Yeah, that's good. That's what you want. Now, you're going to want to mark your calendars for this one because I think this is the one that we're all excited about.
Preeminent Friday
This is
game.
October 25th.
Okay.
This involves
Friday before Halloween weekend.
This involves your newly minted into the Big Ten Southern Cal Trojans. Who are they playing October 25th? That would be the newly minted S edition Rutgers from Piscataway.
That's perfect.
Rutgers is traveling out to Southern Cal October 25th of 2024. That is an 11 p.m. kickoff time Eastern. Imagine their network broadcast in Piscataway going on the air at 11 p.m. for a game.
That'd be great.
That is awful.
Think about you and Tim doing the post game on that one.
Oh, Coach, it would be. Well, I'm trying to think. So we usually build in 5 hours from the start of network broadcast.
A nice
time.
4 a.m. local.
Maybe 6. I think we build in 6 hours because on a noon start, we're done at like 5:30. So I guess it's like 5.5 hours from game time. That means that Tim and I would be ending at like 5 a.m.
Perfect. And then you can just stay here for the juice. We'll do a special Saturday edition.
So bad. That would be so bad. So anyways, mark your calendars. Have 2 bottles of bourbon in front of you. If you're looking for something to watch, Rutgers, USC.
Shiano, Lincoln Riley, 2 coaches that could not be more
Yeah, very, very similar in their coaching styles and everything involved with that. So, yeah, super pumped that the Buckeyes aren't on there. So that was a good job by the Big Ten and Fox for keeping us off that one. AJ Hawk joins us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and a happy Friday to you. No crashes to let you know about right now, but we're seeing busy traffic on I-71 near downtown Columbus and on 33 out in Plain City. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Have you heard? There's always more at Speedway, like a big bite hot dog and big gulp drink for only $2.50. We've got what you're in the mood for, and now you can get more with less. Get your big meal deal for only $2.50 with Speedy Rewards. Valid through 1/7/25. Speedway has the right to end this promotion early, plus tax. Participating U.S. stores only. See app for full terms. All rights reserved.
Bobby Carpenter here for Affinity Whole Health, the leader in the testosterone and hormone replacement therapy game. And weight loss too, that's right. Affinity offers semaglutide injections for weight loss in addition to their testosterone treatments so you can lose weight and build muscle. They customize a plan directly for you. They added peptides to my TRT. They've added semaglutide with my friend's testosterone, and the results are amazing. They're pumped about summertime and pool season, so check them out at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
New 2024, up to 72 months Aria, up to 36 months Rogue, and 6/3/24.
Reichert Nissan has an announcement to make. 0% financing is now available for up to 72 months. Take a Reichert Nissan Aria home today and pay 0% for 72 months. But that's not all. Reichert Nissan also has 0% financing on Rogue 2. Visit the Reichert Mega Mall off 270 and 33 or shop thousands at ReichertNissan.com. Save more this Memorial Day weekend, only at Reichert. We're dealing.
With approved credit, residency restrictions apply. Offers cannot be combined. Dealer contribution affects consumer cost.
Ah, the sweet sounds of spring. Baseball, birds, and the glorious hum of a freshly tuned AC system. Don't sweat it. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling Team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better AC.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel. Not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise in the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Join us for Gambling Things, Fantasy Sports, Gambling Things, and most importantly, Gambling Things. Hollywood Casinos on the Money, Sunday morning at 9.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Do you ever worry about a sales guy trying to sell you on something that you really don't need, or even worse, sell you on a product that turns out to be low quality? I absolutely hate that. But you don't have to worry about that with Newman Roofing. They work hard to eliminate that fear, as they're going to be honest with you about what you really need and what product works the best. When we got our roof, we sat down with Tim and his team, and they showed us 3 to 4 different styles. We talked about prices, we talked about quality, and what would best fit our needs. They were fully transparent about it, and we were so happy with the entire process. They're not going to overpromise and underdeliver. We got more than what we bargained for, which was one heck of a quality roof. The Newman sales team, they try to do things right from the very beginning, and you're going to be greeted with a friendly voice who's focused on your needs. And you can see that because of the hundreds of 5-star reviews and why they're one of the most trusted family names in Central Ohio. So give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF or check them out online at newmanroofing.com.
Free is key during Craftsman Days at Lowe's. Right now, get one free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of a V20 drill or impact driver kit for $69. Don't miss your chance to save on the high-quality, high-performance tools you need during Craftsman Days. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/19. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Because comfort keeps us going. So grab your family, your friends, and your Wrangler layers for some fresh air adventures together. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
hash browns, and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Here's Long here, a little Friday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. And at this time, every single Friday, we get to check in with this gentleman.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
Sponsored by FanDuel, the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice.
And that's the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Checking with our good friend. He is A.J. Hawk. Age, happy Friday to you, buddy. How long did you wait in the Ruckmore last week waiting for Bob when he didn't show up?
Well, I was there 5-6 hours probably, and they kept telling me that Bob was going to be there. He'd walk through the back door, and he would make an appearance, but he didn't make it, so I had to just make some other random friends with strangers. So it was still fun.
Oh, a lot of lot lizards up there for you, Age. I'm sure you did some good work hanging out at the Ruckmore. What do we got fired up for this weekend? What type of events, festivities for this wonderful Memorial Day weekend?
We got, I don't know. It's a great question. A lot of different things happening. Sports things, really. We got some AAU games for my daughter. We'll be doing that Saturday and Sunday. But other than that, things have a slower weekend, I think. So it's good. Brady, my brother-in-law, will be back in town. He's coming back this weekend. So we'll get to see him and his kids and everybody and hang out. And, yeah, Jack Johnson, my other brother-in-law, he's back in town now. So, yeah, just a big family fun weekend, hopefully. Oh,
what's better than getting the whole Quinn clan together? That sounds like a remarkable time. Pour some alcohol in there, mix it up. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if we will all get together at once. I mean, maybe with one family here, one family there. You never know. When you have like 15, 20 kids involved, it's always hard. Hey, you guys want to go out to eat? Yeah, get a table for 30 and 18 kids. Like that usually. It's not the easiest thing to figure out.
Where's the where's our Friday afternoon club meeting today? Because it sounds like a great weekend for that.
FAC should be up at Kelly, my sister-in-law, and Kelly and Jack's house. It's next to ours. I'm glad you reminded me of that. I'm going to send a note to Chopper and make sure that FAC's up here today because this is like the ultimate FAC night. It's perfect weather. Yeah, school's getting out. It's you're right. It's a good time. I think everyone should enjoy that tonight.
Oh, you get to thank Chops for his service to our country. Really honor him this weekend. I mean, it's tremendous, AJ. Like, there's a lot going on there with it. I mean, what type of beverages are we going to select for the FAC? And I mean, because Brady doesn't get to do that a whole lot. Will he be able to make it in town for that?
I don't know if he'll be back for that. I wonder if he has like his own little FAC club down in Fort Lauderdale, with all the yuppies he hangs out with there, living on the water and hanging out with all these people and belonging to yacht clubs and boat clubs and golf clubs, all these different things. Oh, I'm actually sorry, guys. I got distracted. I'm driving by Arlington Falls right here on Riverside, and it looks like they're about to get the falls going again. They don't have to be winterized anymore, and I'm a big fan of the Arlington Falls if anyone else knows what I'm talking about. But, yeah, sorry, I got distracted driving.
What are the Arlington Falls, AJ? Educate us on this.
I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, but I make my kids hold their breath whenever we drive by. It's on Riverside Drive, the corner, whatever. I don't know directions very well, Bob. Just a little ways down from Strader's, and it's just a majestic waterfalls right on the corner there on Riverside that I think you should hold your breath when you drive by.
Okay, I was unaware of that. I didn't know. So
I've heard of the holding the breath like.
Through a tunnel?
Yeah, through a tunnel and then a cemetery. My grandpa, who passed away a few years ago, he had me and then my other two cousins, Lauren and Nikki, in the car, and then he just stopped in the middle of the tunnel, and we're like, you can't do this to us. You got to keep moving. I didn't know about holding your breath near, like, the waterfalls.
No, just Arlington Falls, because I think we've been doing it probably 5 or 6 years now. I've been making my kids do it and myself. I just drove down this way to drop them at school, and they all know we get close to Arlington Falls, they hold their breath, and they can exhale when we get past it. But, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the falls I'm a big water guy. I like water. When I saw these, I said, hey, our mortal breath should not get on these majestic falls. So we've been holding our breath for 5-6 years now.
Wow. Gosh, that sounds pretty tremendous. How are the kids? Kids still in school? When are they getting out?
My daughter gets done. Today is her last day, and my boys, they have to go back Tuesday, Wednesday next week, so they're super pumped about that.
Oh, I can imagine how excited they are. So your daughter was done Lennon got done on Wednesday, so, I mean, what's that been like? I'm sure sleepovers and just party times.
No, she's done today.
Oh, she's done today? Okay.
Today's her last day, but yeah, they're parlaying it into, she's writing that, 13. So it's, sleepovers with 5 or 6 girls, and sometimes 10 at our house, which actually we're okay because girls are actually very respectful and great and help mess with my little boys and keep them in line. But yeah, she's on that, like, hey, we want to have a sleepover every night at someone's house. Summer situation right now, but also has sports, so she's trying to figure that out and balance it.
He is AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. If you can recall back age, like when you were getting out of like middle school or high school, when you were like a freshman, sophomore, I don't know if there was a better time than like the first weekend of summer vacation. It really was like the greatest time of all time. I feel like getting out of school for the year was such a big accomplishment.
Yeah, it was, and it was always something we looked forward to, and then all of a sudden it happens, and bam, the summer would go so fast. But, I mean, like school gets over, and that's when those 5:15 workouts start at Centerville, so it was kind of bittersweet. Like, all right, cool, here we go, summertime, and I'm about to die every single morning of my life all summer long, and waking up at 4:30. So it was always kind of like, yeah, another balance there. You got to figure that out. Going out with your buds at night, hanging out, swimming till midnight, and realize you got to get up in 4.5 hours. Like that was always on my mind.
Well, the best part too is they said 5:15 workout, and we did ours like we'd started in the parking lot age, then we would kind of like move to like the gym, and then go into the weight room. The best part was like 5:15 start time, but you better be there at 4:55 because that sucker was starting at 5 a.m. sharp.
Oh yeah, like that's the thing. I remember leaving my house usually at 4:30 or 4:35 in the morning, and I live 4 minutes from the high school. So yeah, it's a little different. It's not like showing up at 4:45 is much different than showing up somewhere at 6 a.m. Even though they're both early, it's a big difference. You guys know that from doing early radio, but yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good mental test for you, I think, as a high school kid. You got to figure that whole thing out.
So I know we have another week out because they shifted the calendar. The Memorial Tournament was historically this upcoming week. It's going to be in 2 weeks, but we'll talk to you next Friday. I want to make sure you have plenty of time. It's a big event for you in Dublin. I know Laura gets out there with all her little friends, runs around from high school. Like, what do we have planned up for the Memorial Tournament in a couple of weeks?
Man, it's been what we've been doing at Memorial has really, I guess, been lacking over the last couple of years because I've got out there a few times and it's like 90 degrees and humid, and I think, what am I doing out here? Like, why am I here walking miles and miles and miles to try to get a glimpse of Tiger? So I'll go out there probably. I'm not sure when. I might be out of town for some of it, but I believe we usually go. I might take a couple of my kids on Sunday. That's my favorite thing. Take them, the older ones, and see if they want to go see a few golfers, high five some people. They have no idea who any golfer in the world is, but maybe that. And then people have cool parties there on Friday and Saturday. We might stop by a few spots there. I'm sure maybe I'll see you stumbling around there, Bob, on Thursday, Friday. Who knows what day we can see each other.
I know. I mean, that's the favorite tradition. The Memorial Tournament is getting overserved on Friday. Like that, isn't that something that tradition continues, unlike any other?
Yeah, Bob, and I know you remember when we were going to the Memorial back in college when I realized there's, I think the second or third time I went, I realized there was actually golf shots being hit on the grounds that we were at. Like, I didn't realize there was a golf course the first couple of years I went. I actually had run into a few of those guys that we went on that trip with, 20-some years ago, Bob. So it was fun reminiscing, reliving some of that.
Was that the story where you got in the car with the random guys? Was that around the Memorial Tournament?
The ride home?
Yeah, I mean, you can call it random. I mean, there was no Uber back then, I don't think, and the cabs were scarce out there. But I do remember I still owe those guys some money. I got 3 grilled chicken sandwiches from Wendy's on the way back to campus, and I annihilated those things really quick in the back of whoever those guys' car, whoever they were. But we seemed to be friends by the time we got back to campus.
The best part is they dropped you straight off at is it Big Bar or Panini's or whatever that was? Yes.
Panini's.
Right on 13th. And AJ just came in hot. I'm like, how did you get back? He's like, there's guys in the bogies. They stopped at Wendy's on the way back for me. It was great. Like, that is remarkable.
Yeah, maybe not my safest moment, but it's fun. I appreciate whoever those gentlemen were. I appreciate them for not drugging me and killing me.
Well, exactly. I mean, you could have ended up bound and gagged in the bottom of some basement in L.A. like Pulp Fiction, and that's where you could have been living out.
It's a normal Friday night for you.
Yeah, exactly. And so maybe those guys are actually guardian angels. They might not even been real people, AJ. I've never seen or heard from them again.
Hey, believe me, in my recollection of that night and of those people, those guys were angels, and we were just floating through space, and they got me back to Panini's and to see you, and I believe that was like the first time I met Court was that night, and I was speaking great English, and I was very dialed in and doing well, so yeah, it was a good time.
Do you remember that there was the police benefit that night too for like one of the police officers that I think had gotten killed or died or something happened. And they were like thanking us for coming there, and we were signing all kinds of items, and it was very ironic.
I do remember that, Bob. I do remember that now. Yeah, and as we try to say, it's nothing. Of course, of course. This has been on our calendar forever. We were definitely coming to this no matter what. So I do remember. You have a great memory for all the brain damage you have suffered and all the CTE that I'm sure we have, Bob. Your memory is unbelievable.
Well, it was because you were maybe a little more inebriated than I was at that point. I remember Courtney sliding out your vodka soda for a water because she's like, this is what he needs. And I wouldn't let you do it. And when I turned my back, I think she was working against me, but really working on your team, which was a benefit to you.
Well, I appreciate Court for that. If she's noticing that in the moment, then believe me, she's right. A water was needed at that time.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Have a great weekend, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
All right, thanks, guys. I'll see you.
There you go. It's AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Starting off our Memorial Day weekend, traffic is moving along nice and clear. No crashes that we're currently tracking. We are watching busy traffic on 23 out in Delaware County and on 161 in New Albany. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And you've heard me talk a lot about how treating low testosterone can improve your sleep, your workouts, your energy levels, and more. But today I want to talk to you about your sex drive, because low testosterone can have a significant impact on your desire for intimacy. It can even be a factor in erectile dysfunction. And if you're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, a low sex drive could really be a problem. The good news is that if you're like most guys, treating your low testosterone could really change the way you feel about sex, giving you back the flame and desire that is so important when you love someone. So if you're feeling sluggish and tired, if you're not sleeping well, if your workouts aren't that great, and most of all, if your sex drive is more like a putt, make an appointment at Tri-State Men's Health and have your testosterone levels checked. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
What's wrong with Rick? He's kind of spacey.
That's Rick's identical twin, Scott. He's not used to answering to Rick.
What's going on?
Rick asked me to keep it secret, but he asked his twin to cover his shift so he could go to Diamonds Direct to shop.
But this is a jewelry store.
Exactly. But the prices and selection are so much better at Diamonds Direct. Rick doesn't want the boss to get suspicious, so Scott's here in case the boss sees Rick at Diamonds Direct.
But that would mean that the boss is at Diamonds Direct too.
Yeah, we have a lot of secrets.
You never know who you'll run into at Diamonds Direct. With unbeatable direct importer prices, the highest quality diamonds, the most sought-after designer rings, the best customer service, the strongest guarantees in the industry, it's just a no-brainer.
You think if Scott had a mustache, he'd look like me?
Go where everyone goes. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Attention weekend warriors. Fan Sports Saturday has moved to 10 a.m. Join Eric Reeser and Tyvis Powell as they dive into popular topics like the Buckeyes and Tyvis's liquid diet.
Saturdays from 10 to 1.
The Fan.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Pay Paid for by NHTSA.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Why make things harder than they need to be? There's a better way to save time and money. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Your roof took a beating from winter storms, spring rain, and sun damage. Call Legacy Roofing Services before that crack or seam becomes a major leak, costing thousands of dollars. Call Legacy today, 800-880-ROOF, 800-880-ROOF. Legacy Roofing Services.
Something amazing is happening here. AI is increasing workloads on CPUs and GPUs. But this company's laptops are more than keeping pace. That's because CDW worked with them to future-proof their laptop fleet by configuring them with devices enabled with AMD Ryzen AI. Improve performance and free up resources with AMD Ryzen and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/AMD client.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid-off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid-off. NMLS 696891.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, look for lots of sunshine with a high of 83. Saturday, look for clouds and showers with a high of 82. Sunday will be the stormiest day out of the 3-day holiday weekend. Expect clouds and showers, high 84. And then on Monday, expect a few showers in the morning, followed by afternoon sunshine, high 78.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
Wrapping things up here, little Friday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark, and we here on the Juice are brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Big guest for Uncle Bo and the boys. Can you take a stab at who's coming on with him at 10 o'clock?
Scotty Scheffler.
Not Scotty Scheffler. Bigger than that. Bigger than Scotty Scheffler.
Tiger Woods.
Not Tiger Woods. Not in golf. Has a prior history with their show.
James
going to join them.
I got to yell at him.
Coming up at 10 o'clock.
They're in the middle of moving. I was trying to get him to do. He's on my list now. I was trying to get him to come on my podcast a week or two ago, and he's like, "Oh, you got to move." And they're moving right now. It's looking at all the moving truck out there. I'm going to be like Antonio Brown and drive by and throw some rocks at him in the movers.
That sounds good.
You know, coming on with Bo. Come on. How many games you play with Bo? Did Bo break his ankle so that you could play?
Become a 3-time All-American.
I mean, I like to kind of view myself in this as the sacrificial lamb, you know? I mean, literally. Like going to the cross for James so that he could have his opportunity here. I mean, I don't want any of the credit, but I'll take it all.
Why don't you stay here till 10? Then you can be in studio and you can ask him about that.
It wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't. You know what? I might call James during it and have him merge me on, and we'll do a
three-way.
Do a three-way.
Can you put two phones on at the same time on the hotline, Shark?
No, they can't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I've asked people to do it before.
Two of the warm lines.
We'll do it Shark style.
Why don't you call? I'll call right now, and you call right now, and we'll just try it live on the air for everybody to find out.
I don't think that you can do that. Shark, can you pull up two phones at the same time?
I think you can. Back in the day when we took phone calls.
Do you need $1 million to do that?
If you had a phone guest, I believe you could have callers call in.
Well, yeah, you could have callers call in, but I'm saying on the air at the same time.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, if you have
have a phone guest on,
the caller wanted to ask a question or something like that.
When we had the Jim Tressel call-in show, although Jim was in studio, that didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, wrong thing.
By the way, we have a YouTube channel now. You can go to youtube.com. It's a brand new website. They have a bunch of videos on there. I think
legions of people are watching.
I think you're going to want to join the craze on YouTube. So
Catch
you can
the
watch
fever.
us. Yeah, we stream on that. We stream, wherever you get your audio streaming from as well. Let's hop into the chat. Let's see what was going on this
Panini's,
morning.
I missed that place.
Joe said Ruckmore Lounge only accepts cash. Yeah, all the good places only accept cash. We got that going for us. Johnny's on Glen only accepts cash, too.
Yeah.
You ever been there? You ever been to Johnny's?
Come on,
Well, I
Coach.
know you don't live too far away.
Yeah.
My dad...
I ride a bike to Johnny's.
So-
Well, not anymore. I used to. We lived on Andover.
We used to live, Bob, on... I'm even like blanking on the road now, but we used to live a couple of blocks, I guess that would have been west of Glen, when we lived in Grandview. And so it was Christmas Eve. It was the 23rd. It was the 23rd of December. And my dad and my stepmom were in from Cleveland before going down to Dayton to also visit like my stepmom's mom. So like we're like, all right, we're going to hang out that night. Then all of us are going to go back to Dayton on Christmas Eve.
Nice.
I just remember we went to the Naughty Pine first, and then we went over to Johnny's.
Nice.
We were drinking Washington apples.
That sounds great.
Neither my roommate Nick at the time or I got back to Dayton until like 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve. It was a brutal next day.
That's beautiful. 6 a.m.?
6 p.m. Is what that was. So our family was not happy about that. Mike said his first date was at Kingy's. I don't know what Kingy's is. Shark?
Kingy's Pub, Pizza Pub, right off 33 and Diley.
Said wife ordered ribs, so he knew that she was a keeper.
I wonder if it was at the original Kingy's before they tore it down, and then they built a new one across the street. When they built the overpass right there, they had to tear the old one down.
Garen says movies are the biggest waste of time. Garen also likes live golf, so his opinion.
I love live golf. I don't watch it, but I do
like
support
a movie.
it.
I like a movie. Gibbsy says, Beamer, have you watched 99 on Prime about Manchester United? No, I haven't watched that. Going to get that done. Beamer and Bob, have either of you seen Green Street Hooligans? I have seen Green Street Hooligans. I love it. Meredith
What is
hates
that?
it. It's a movie about like a soccer firm. So Elijah Wood comes in. Frodo comes in. He meets up with Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy. So Charlie Hunnam's like affiliated, I think, with West Ham. And like he's just kind of indoctrinated. Frodo is with everything that's going on in like soccer hooliganism. It's good. I think you would enjoy it.
There are a lot of fights.
Tons, tons of fights. There's a big one at the end. Is AJ drag racing? Yes.
So
Yes, he
AJ
is.
got a new truck, and it's got a pretty strong engine in it. So that's literally what you're hearing when he's driving around. He's on his Bluetooth speaker, driving his kids around to school and daughter to school and everything. We'll have to try to get him in studio here this summer. See if he'll pop in and do an hour with us. I mean, Shark, how many times can you dump a segment?
Quite a few, actually.
Okay, good.
We might have to have that extended. Before we get out of here today,
How many dumps you can take it on your chest?
our daily fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. Of Ohio State's football road games in 2024, which one would you most want to attend? Sparty, Oregon, Northwestern at Wrigley, or Penn State?
That's tough.
It's either Oregon.
I think the thing is, Wrigley is maybe like a 1 or 2 off. I don't know if you're going to get another shot at that to see the Buckeyes play there. So I think due to the scarcity and the fact there's going to be like 30,000 people at that game, I bet it might be one of the highest price tickets. And there's a ton of Buckeyes in Chi-Town.
Yeah, I would say Wrigley too, just for the uniqueness of it. The game actually, watching the game will suck there, but I think the uniqueness and like going to
The game will probably suck too. But
yeah, like going to the Cubby Bear before watching a Buckeye game is something that you could really never do. Bob had so much fun. What do you say we reconvene on Monday if they allow us? You good with that?
Let's do it.
Everybody have a great weekend. Uncle Bo and the boys, they're up next. We are back live on Monday morning on Memorial Day. I will not be here. You will be. Everybody have a great weekend. Talk to you on Monday. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Kicking off your Memorial Day weekend, traffic is looking really good. We are watching a little bit of busy spots out in Delaware County on 23, also on 33 out in Plain City. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your fan traffic.
This is a fan action update.
This action update is brought to you by Tipico. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Under 15 weeks now until the start of the NFL season. Here's your updated NFL odds. The 49ers are the Super Bowl favorite at plus 550. Chiefs are 6-1. Ravens plus 950. And the Bengals are tied for the fourth best odds at 13-1 with the Lions and Bills. The Browns 40-1, which is tied for the 15th best odds. For your Tipico action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
It was a quiet night in Columbus, maybe a little too quiet. Me, Philip Flapper, plumbing detective. I was finishing up for the night when she walked in. Long hair, 2 legs, a couple of arms, a nose, elbows. Pretty standard equipment for this neighborhood. I looked at her, she looked at me, and then we did that thing where we both spoke at the same time. What can I do for you? I'm sorry, that was awkward. We went on to talk about clogs, funny odors, water going down the drain too slow. This is above my pay grade, I told her, and gave her this website, apexpros.com. They're the pros who knows, the kinds of plumbers who don't mind getting their hands dirty. And believe me, what's down those pipes is dirty. Ugh. Call the pros, Apex Pros. And that was it. She walked out of my life, using those legs I told you about earlier.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex Bear from Apex Pros. Apex plumbers are the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Want a great choice with great value? It's great to drive Honda and save thousands with low 1.9% financing. All your favorite Honda models are in stock. Save big on a great selection of cars, SUVs, and trucks, like the new 2024 Honda Ridgeline, now with low 1.9% financing. There's never been a better time to buy a new Honda. Search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 7/8/24.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it.